All right. Welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome. I hope you're having a great day today. It's a call-in show. It's a call-in show. A call-in show? Yes. A friggin' call-in show, man. I know you love it. Bow, 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 now, 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 bow, bow, now, bow, 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 now, 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 bow, bow, now, bow, 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 now, now, now. Oh yeah. Okay, so here we are. I think everything's gonna look a little weird today, but that's okay. Oh, it's gonna look a little weird today. All right, it's gonna look a little weird on the. Damn, I wish that there was a way. So we're going horizontal and vertical at the same time, and it is not looking good on horizontal. But I don't know how else to do this, so we're going to do it this way. Maybe I can do it like this. Oh, that ain't going to work. That ain't going to work. That'll work? No, that's not going to work either. How about this? Is that going to work? No, that doesn't work. The only one that really works is this. So we're going to have to figure that out later. All right, so, hey, welcome to the show, everybody. I'm so glad that you're here. This is a call-in show. This is the friggin'... what do we call this show again? Pick your battles. You can also BYOB if you don't like any of the battles that I have here. They're all pretty basic, pretty simple, standard stuff. You know, we've got a few questions. We're supposed to be contributing to a Hegelian dialectic. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Just a little Hegelian dialectic for you, if you know what I mean, and I think that you do. The first one is, how is USA a democracy if your workplace isn't? Why is animal-free living necessary, a necessity? Should Trump be tried as an adult? I don't know. Should Trump be tried as an adult? Does the news serve power or the people? And bonus, which race is the most violent? I'd love to know your thoughts. Why is veganism necessary? Why? I'd love to know what you think. Why is that the case? Why would it be necessary? That don't make no sense. That don't make no lick of sense. That don't make no lick of sense. You know what I'm saying? I guess I could do a new layout, and I could figure this out somehow. Man, I don't know how to do it, but I guess a dynamic grid camera slot. I need to put a dynamic grid camera slot. Here we go. We're going to put you up here and see if that works, and then... Oh, this might actually work. This might work, baby doll. This might work, baby doll. All right, we're going to do this. Uh-huh. Here we go. Does that work? I think that might work, baby doll. Save. Let's see if that works out. It's custom layout number 9. Number 9? All right, we're going to try it out. Custom layout number 9. Oh, it does work. Hey, that looks pretty good. I think that looks pretty saucy. All right, so now we have a decent layout. Everything is working out great. The chat is split. Yeah, I know the chat is split. Look, man, I don't control YouTube. I don't work for YouTube. I mean, I guess I do kind of work for YouTube, but you know what I mean. I can't fix all the things. I can't keep track of each fallen robin. You know what I'm saying, man? I'm trying my hardest over here. For the environment, say Ardian, is that why? I don't know. I think we should figure that out. Who is Colin? Who is Colin? We could always call in. Colin. All right, so I'm going to put it in the chat, and I'm going to pin it there. I hope that you guys are having a beautiful afternoon. It's the afternoon where I am. It's a gorgeous day in Southern California. I just went to the gym. I read a little bit of my book called Moonflow. I'm really enjoying this book. There's a part in this book right now I just got through where she kills she goes to a cop neighborhood, and the cops have been inbreeding for so long that the cops just look more and more like cops. They marry cops and they have cop kids, and then a lot of the cops die in this book, and I was laughing the way it's written. I think it's so fantastic. This is actually the second book I'm reading from a trans author, you know, and I don't read many books by trans authors. In fact, this is only the second one. And man, I'm really enjoying trans authors. I had no idea. I feel so woke. No, I feel so educated. I feel so edgy and understand. I'm an ally, man. I'm a friggin' ally. You know what I'm saying? reading trans authors. I read female authors. There's this nonverbal autistic author that I really want to read. He just wrote his debut novel called Woody. I'd really like to read it. But right now I'm reading Moonflow by Bitter Corella. I'm going to finish it by tomorrow. I'm almost done. But damn, very good. It's about a trans mushroom forager. She wants to get psychedelic mushrooms from this crazy forest that seems to be alive, and it's inhabited by satanic cult members. It's pretty great. I think you'll like it. I think you'll like it a lot. But you can call in by going to morningsky.live/PYB. That's morningsky.live/PYB. And I hope that you will call in. You don't have to do one of the items on my menu, but you can. That's the thing. You can do one of the items on my menu. It's very fun to have a conversation about one of the things here. They're just questions to get the conversation started. This is supposed to be more of a Hegelian dialectic instead of the gladiatorial, boring debate bro stuff where everyone just yells at each other. You know, who wants to do that at the end of the day? Who wants to just yell at each other all the time? Not me. Not me. I'm putting the chat at the bottom of the screen this time just so everybody can see everyone else's chat, because we have chat coming in from Facebook and YouTube on vertical and horizontal. Yes. Yeah. Queer's right. Good too. I've read some queer authors, but trans, like I've never read a trans novelist before, not knowingly. I mean, I don't think so. And I have a degree in English. I've read everybody, you know. I've read all sorts of novels from different points of view and stuff, intentionally, because I think that it's important to hear different voices and different narratives and different perspectives. I think it's important. And as this, I don't have much time left on planet Earth, and my time that I'm spent here, I want to get as much of humanity as possible, because I like humanity. You know, I'm a humanist at the end of the day. I'm a human, you're a human, and we're all involved in the great experiment, the great experience of humanity together. And I think it's great. I think it's wonderful that we should always be hanging out, reading different authors and learning from each other. So I think it's cool. This is the second one I've read in 2 months, actually. I don't think the third one will be, but maybe it will. I don't know. The cool thing about horror novels and horror movies, too, they always get different styles of directors, too, and different writers and different... That's why I think the horror genre in film is so important. We don't really have mid-budget films anymore. We have like the big budget stuff with huge actors in the drama department. We have a big budget stuff with graphics and CGI and all that stuff in the like sci-fi and fantasy department. And then we don't really have much comedy anymore coming in movies form. We don't really have that anymore. So like mid-budget stuff is basically just horror movies now. You don't have mid-budget dramas anymore. You don't have mid-budget fantasy and sci-fi. You just have mid-budget horror. And therefore, you get these like experimental directors, experimental writers. And the same thing is true in literature. The same thing is true as literature. If 95% of horror is trash, yeah, maybe, but 95% of it, but 100% of it is taking chances. And I'll wade through some shit if people are taking chances. That's the thing. I like to read a little bit that's something different, something edgy, something that takes me out of my comfort zone, you know? I like that. Something that's saying stuff you don't have everybody doing. Yeah, I'll put it up right now. I see someone saying I didn't put it in the chat yet. Here we go. We're going to do it right now. https:// what is it again? Oh, yeah. morningsky.live/PYB. And we're going to make sure that's spelled correctly. Yeah, it's spelled correctly. And now you can go ahead and click on that, or just type it into your browser, morningsky.live/PYB, and you can be on the show. morningsky.live/PYB. Come and join me. Have a conversation. It's good times. Life will be grand. You'll enjoy it. I'll enjoy it. We'll have a great time. Hey, Speaker Sargon of Akkad says, I am mid. Why would you say that? Why are you being mean to me today? Someone woke up on the wrong side of the bed today. Somebody woke up on the wrong side of the bed today. I don't know why. 100%. Hit that 100% emoji on the little emoji. Somebody put the 100% emoji on the little emoji erection thing, the little emoji erection that pops up on the, you know what I'm talking about, the emoji erection. You hit the heart and it kind of like extends, and there's a bunch of, there's a heart, a smiling face, a little horn, a surprise guy, and 100%. Let me know if you're feeling it 100%. I'm gonna pin this. Okay, it's pinned. Now we have it pinned. Thank you so much. Steve isn't cooperating. I know. Well, he says we're mid. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, man? I just try to do my best out here. I'm just trying to do my best. Just trying to do my best out here, man. Just trying. What are you gonna do, right? What are you gonna do? Man, oh man, oh man. Well, I'd love for you to join me on the show. I do like it when people join me and call in and talk about what they've got on their mind. I'm like the straight Frasier. Oh, a ding dang do. Why am I mid? You're mid.
You were talking about mid budget stuff. I was like, you're a fucking mid Skyjack. We don't know.
Oh, it's true. There's no mid budget. I missed the idea of mid budget. Sorry, I missed the pun. Yeah, I mean, do you like horror movies? Do you like horror novels? Do you like trans writers?
No opinion.
Have you ever read a trans author?
I barely read street signs, my friend. What are we talking about here?
S-T-O-P. Okay, S-T-O-P.
Exactly.
Nailed it.
Speaking of underqualified intelligences or whatever, let's go back to your rant before your show ended earlier today. I caught in right when you were ripping into the average magger and saying he needed to be shot in the head because he's a fucking Nazi.
Oh, did I say
sir,
that? I didn't say
yes,
he'd
you
be shot
did.
in the head.
You said he needed to be drug out like that one girl's that lady's that shot the dog and shot like that. That's exactly
you're right.
what
I did
you
say
said.
that. Yeah, I did say that. I said the Christy Gnome treatment. I did say
So there's
that. You're
70
right.
million people in your country that you think that should happen to. So
No,
why are you shocked
That's not
and
true.
surprised?
Wait, that is not what I said. Hold on a second. That's interesting because I don't think that all 70 million should get the Christy Gnome treatment. I think the people who are still holding water for him today on April 14th, tax day, April 14th on in 2026, those people, that's way fewer than 77 million. That's maybe like what, 10 million?
Even so, it's this absurdity, the outrage. This only benefits them. I don't.
You
Like,
gotta
what are
have
we doing?
We gotta have some outrage. I mean, imagine in the world, like, how many people do you really need to get tarred and feathered for everyone to realize in the Revolutionary War that if you sell sugar that's coming from the British colonies, if you sell sugar or tea, we are going to strip you naked, bring you into the street, cover you in hot tar, and feather you, and you won't be able to get that shit off, and you might die. It's going to be very, very painful. Some people did die, but it wasn't meant to kill you. It was meant to leave a mark of shame on you for a very long time. How many people do you think they actually did that to, right? Not that many. But
what
people,
effect?
you
It's just
only need
like
a few.
to stick it to the British. You're not even sticking it to the British. You're sticking it to the tradesmen that brought that shit over on ships. So
To the collaborators.
So you're a collaborator if you wanted to produce sugar and sell it in the States. And get real, dude. Come on. Nobody thinks like that. Why are you?
That's how this country was founded, Steve. This is the American way.
Yeah, but it's like it's lazy.
So you think that our founding fathers were lazy?
Well, they got the job done, but
They
even
did.
so, yeah, that's lazy thinking. I'm trying to do like higher level of thinking. I don't want to be outraged. I don't want to throw the fucking tea into the harbor. You know what I mean? Like I don't see that as being actually useful. It's useful in that it's propagandistic, and but it's only gets you so far. I mean, we're still here. We're still where we're at. Come on.
Yeah, that's true. I forget what that guy said to set me off, though. Actually, I don't normally go full on Christy Gnome treatment rant, but I forget what that guy said that got me going.
Right.
because but I forget what he said.
Me
But
as well.
I'm live streaming. The guy said something that set me off, and I went on a rant because the guy was pissing me off. It wasn't like I actually believe we need to.
He was you saying like he was a bully and like he doesn't want to lose his status. Like who the fuck on earth volunteers to lose their status, guy?
It's not about the losing their status. It's kind of like we're all begging for crumbs at the table, and rather than just tip over the table and take all the food, we just because we're so afraid of losing our crumbs that we keep on propping up the billionaires. We keep on propping up the oligarchs and those in power. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're here with our little crumbs, but we're so afraid of losing that we won't actually
Yeah.
do anything. We won't actually
Right.
even talk about real change. You know.
Sure. I could think that that's likely true in my situation. I understand that inflation is eating away my buying power day to day, and yet I still wouldn't give up my job to give it to uh, a fucking foreigner. So fuck
Yeah, but
that shit.
you also won't march into your boss's office and say, fuck you. I need, inflation's at 3%. I want a 3% raise right now.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like it's minor, right? Like we should be allowed to go to our bosses and be like, I want my 3% raise right this second. But we're afraid to do that, you know?
Yeah.
And I understand. I've been in that situation so many times in my life. I'm terrified of asking for a 3% raise. And because they'll say now's not the right time. Now's not the right time. I actually it's when I was at MGM, I loved that fucking job. I had a great staff. I'd taken them. I had so much success. I had won these awards, believe it or not. I really really liked my job. I liked the action, the craziness, and I was making my bar was making about 12 million. Was making about $12 million a year just on booze, and I mean that's like a fucking crazy amount of money for a bar to make, and because like to put in perspective, like a really banging Chili's or like a really banging Applebee's that'll make about $5 million, and they have a ton of staff. They're selling food, they're doing all these things. I was making 12 million on just drinks, no food. And a million of that came from the 12 slot machines I had on my bar top. So you could take that out and we could say like 10 and a half, 11 million I made, my people made. So the reason why I say that, my shit was fucking off the hook. All my KPIs were off the chart. I got nothing but praise. And I said, hey, I'd like to get my 3% compression raise because like you just raised the minimum wage for all of the assistant managers, so they're all making more money, and I didn't even get my CPI raise. What the heck, right? And they said, no, now's not the right time to be asking for a raise. Profit growth plan. All the bosses my bosses aren't going to listen to me if I ask for you. And so I left. I got another job with the same company, and it was a really cool opportunity. And I ended up making more money by taking a demotion. I had less responsibilities, I had less power, and I got a raise. It was so fucked up,
Yeah. I don't.
And that's the
Yeah. I don't
system.
know.
That's a system we're in. So
What?
when I say shit like we're so afraid to give up our status, and I was afraid to give up my status. I was a general manager, and I had to go down to a GM. I eventually became GM again, but I had to take a step down to make more money. And it wasn't about the money at the end. I love my fucking job. It was about respect that these fucks didn't want to give to me.
Right.
They didn't want to pay me my
Okay.
due. And it was
Yeah.
hard,
I
bro.
understand that. I can sympathize with that. Sure. I don't
So
really
what?
know how that fits into the grand scheme of this gentleman who's likely in the same boat you and I are in, right? Let's just say
Yeah.
hypothetically we
I,
say he's just a Tennessean. He's there's people in there. There's the lower rungs of society are getting stuffed in with
yeah. True.
people he doesn't recognize. He's getting crowded out. The AI ceiling is slowly raising slowly like what creating like a barbell or whatever, like the thinning out of the middle. If he's in the middle, the thinning is happening. Like, what do we do for him? Instead of like saying, you deserve to be shot in the face because you think that Trump was going to save you.
Well, I no, I think you deserve to be shot in the face. I mean, no, I'm speaking metaphorically. I don't really want to pull people out and put them into a gravel pit, but I know that this guy supports, Kristi Noem and Donald Trump and stuff. So I'll use his language for a second. But like, I think that we need to hold people accountable at this point when shit's getting worse and worse and worse. At some point, there has to be a line in the sand between Vichy French and the French resistance, And this is what and it's going to look ugly. Like, do you remember, have you ever seen the video? It's so sad. Like, there were a lot of women who, just to survive, got into the beds of Nazi soldiers in occupied France. And then when the Nazis left and they were sent home, the women remained. And there were just these French women who were now looked at as traitors and collaborators. And so they gathered them all up in the square and they cut all their hair off as a mark of shame. And they just shaved their heads. And I guess they were like spitting on them and stuff. They treated them like shit. I didn't see any beatings. I've seen the videos so many times, but who knows? Some of them probably got beaten. Women take beatings after wars. It's horrible. But who can and it's fucking horrible, right? It's because these women, a lot of them did it just to survive.
Women do that shit all the time, bro. That's what Vikings would go do. They go kill all the men and take the bitches back.
Yeah, and so the Nazis came to France, and then some of the women, in order just to eat, bedded with Nazis.
Yeah, that's fuck shit. That's incel type behavior right there. Absolutely not.
And so then at the end of the war, the French themselves shaved the women's heads to give them a mark of shame for collaborating with the Nazis.
Well, yeah, I'd say that's a negative of the French men that did that shit.
I don't know, because at the same time, I think it's a horrible thing that happened, and war is a horrible thing. Like, what do we think is happening in Iran right now? There's probably all sorts of crazy shit happening.
Right. Like that you have power over these women, and you want to just be like, wow, I have power now. I'm going to go ahead and use it. You're not making a statement. The collaborators, the real collaborators that made the millions that escaped, to fucking Brazil or wherever, you didn't go after them. No, you took power over the helpless around you, and then you humiliated them. So no, they're fucking, they deserve to be shot, in my opinion.
They did go after, real collaborators too. I mean, one of the big things that the French resistance did was a lot of educated people like doctors were French resistance, and they would, if you're part of the resistance, they would say, oh, you're not healthy enough to go to the front. And if you were a collaborator, they say, yo, this guy's really healthy. You need to make him a soldier, send him to the front so that they would die, There was a lot of that type of stuff going on. But I think about the women because I don't know, it's such a horrible thing. And I don't think it's and like 99% of the women, I don't think it was their fault, But what do I know? Maybe it's 50% of the women, it wasn't their fault. What do I know? But at the end of the day, it's such a fucking disgusting thing, and I don't know. I guess, like, what do you expect? I guess that's, of course that happened. What did we expect to happen? Because I know what the feeling must be like. Oh my God, these Nazis came here and our women got into bed with them. Like, fuck. So at some point, there's always going to be this line drawn between those who are resisting and those who are collaborating. And where does that line?
So you're the one collaborating with the opposite of my worldview. Then you're the one saying, you know what, white boy, don't complain so much whenever things turn south, because the globalists think that diversity is grand. So I should just cut your hair off and make you wear lipstick, and what else should I do to you when I win?
Yeah,
so that's what you're looking forward to here, bud. Because you're not going to fucking win. You're not going to win. I'm sorry. Look, think about all the books you read, all that shit. Yeah. It takes, how much does it take to become you versus how much does it take to become me? The investment for me is watch a few thousand YouTube videos, get radicalized, and realize that race is real. Yeah. So that's all I got to do to be where I'm at. And then you have to read, like, literally endless fucking books, travel the world, not have any kids, all of this other shit that you do to create you. All right. So
that's a really interesting point of view. And I don't know really exactly how to respond, but I don't want everyone to be like me, right? I want people to resist. I want people to slow down the bosses. I want people to be high friction, not just say yes to everything. Like, my requests are quite modest, push back a little bit. When they ask you for ID, you say why. Why do you need my ID? When they ask you to go through the metal detector, you say, I don't want to go through the metal detector. Pat me down. When they ask you to be photographed, I don't want to get photographed. Do I have to? Is this the law? Like, just be a little harder. Like, if I could get people just to that level where they're exercising saying no to the bosses, or when your boss says you got to come in on a Saturday, you fucking establish boundaries. You're like, no, I'm not gonna, because people don't even realize their value. They think that they have to show up on Saturday for work and they're going to be replaced if they don't. But man, I've been a boss and I know how much it costs to replace people and how much managers lie to their employees and threaten them and give them the like, man, I used to have bosses, especially at the director level, they would say shit like, "Oh, well, people line out the door waiting to work here. Fucking fire them." And like telling me to fire people that I've developed relationships with, I've developed a working friendship with.
Mm.
So I say fuck that. Like, no, don't go to work on Saturday. Don't do everything they say. Be resistant. I think you don't have to have read all these books like me, travel the world and all that bullshit to be like that. You know what I mean?
You kind of have to have all of those prerequisites to think that you're killing trans people by saying that they're not actually female.
Oh, I don't think
Yeah,
that people
you
are
kind of
killing.
do.
I don't think people are killing trans people by saying they're not.
Yeah, you do.
I
Yeah, you
don't.
do. If we get a trans activist to come in here, let's get homegirl. What's her name? Wasteland Gaming to come in here, and she throws her spill out, right? And she tells you about all of her victimization. You're gonna lap it up. You're gonna lap all of that up and agree fully. You know what? You are a woman. The fuck are you talking about, sir?
Well, I think that trans women are women, but but I also know there's nuance there. I don't want to say that that's just like that's a black and white thing, right? I mean, again, I read novels written by trans people, and even these novelists are saying it's not so black and white. Like there's clearly some gray there that's worth exploring, and but I also know that trans people are more likely to commit suicide, more likely to be victims of violent crime than any other demographic. I know that they're extremely politically vulnerable. So like, giving them a little grace, I think is fine. But I don't think that if someone calls a trans person the wrong gender, they're literally killing them or something. And I just think it's a little
Okay, bro.
ridiculous. I think it's a little ridiculous to focus on trans people at all,
No, I don't.
as a
When they thrust
scapegoat.
themselves in, no, they're a wedge issue for fucking race communism. Of course, we have to discuss it. It's
You think
culture war shit that we have to be focused on instead of us talking about how we're going to go third party and take down the capitalists that want to sell us into slavery. We have to talk about dicks and pussies because we're fucking brilliant. We're
Yeah,
gonna
well, I
get this
think
when we choose, but I mean, it came up naturally in your. You brought it up. You brought it up first. I was watching your show. You brought it up, so it's not my fault.
well, it's easy for people to. Well, I said that I like this novel, and it happens to be a trans person who wrote it, and I think that's really interesting. I thought that was just an interesting thing to share. I'm not trying to be political when I say that, except that I think that people should explore other perspectives. I think that that's important, like just in the enjoyment of your human experience. But bro, I don't think that. I I I think the reason why we're talking about trans people as a political divide, like what you call it, a wedge issue. I think the reason why
Uh-huh.
it's a wedge issue is because it's cheap. It's cheap for rich people to keep us talking about trans people in sports
For
instead of
sure.
instead of what I was saying, like be resistant. Same thing with race, though, man. Like, did I bring up race? No, I want people to resist the bosses when they tell you
Yeah,
something.
that's like delicious candy for the brain. Get off of the fucking the race. You don't understand what race actually means. Like when I see a black dude hit a fucking white woman with a hammer 7 times, killing her, what happens in my brain is a drug hit. Okay, that shit's never going to go away just because we were hand waving.
Okay, so that's one of the questions on the menu. Do you which race do you think is the most violent?
Well, I mean, it depends. Like, who's the best at violence? That's an obvious answer.
It's white
But who is
people,
just
right?
like, well, they did some very violent things, and it benefited them very well. So,
So that's the
if
thing.
that's your
Like it,
startup company is violence, Whitey's got the $1 trillion startup.
Yeah, that's true. You know, I have a comment on the screen. It's James Irwin. If they're calling Trump Jesus, doesn't that make them Antichrist? Uh, I mean, it makes them sacrilegious, that's for sure. It makes them blasphemous. James Irwin, you have a logo in your that laughing guy. I forget what that's from, but it's weird. I know that the guy who designed that logo in your PFP is the same guy that designed the Aphex Twin logo. I don't know why I know that, but that logo of the laughing boy or whatever, I can't remember what that is a logo of, but it's the same guy that designed the Aphex Twin logo. Just something kind of fun. Uh, but listen, like if we're gonna be afraid of any of the races, and you're gonna be like, oh, that black man, I don't know, would you say, beat a woman in the head with a hammer? Um,
Uh-huh.
then don't you think this drug is the same for? And at the end, we're talking about some kind of weird, fucking brain chemical hit, right? Like,
Uh-huh.
so don't you think when we point out that the race that wrote the laws and owns the courts and controls the military and still manages to be the victim every time, every story, that white people are the victim somehow, right?
Well,
I mean, you know it. You
look at
laugh
how it
because you know
happened. You're
it's
right. It's
true.
like a 90% white, whatever, 70% white nation, right? If white
No,
supremacy was
it's like
real, that
50
dude
right
would have
now.
never got. Sure, whatever. Okay.
I'll ask. Hold on. What percentage of America is white? Just because I'm wondering. Oh no, you're right. It's 70%. I'm sorry. No, it's 57 to 59. Non-Hispanic white is 58, 56 to 58. White alone or in combination, mixed
You could
race.
probably split that down infinitely.
Yeah, it's so fucked. So like 71% is white or in combination, as in I'm half white. So I guess but as of the latest U.S. Census Bureau data, approximately 57.5% to 59, let's call it 60% of the U.S. population identifies as white alone, not Hispanic or Latino. So like your type of white is
Like,
50
yeah,
is
it's like
50, 59,
Hispanic is
60%.
white, is
It,
is European. So it's I don't know how to do that one, but whatever.
all right, so but like you said, like if white people are the ones that write the laws, organize the military, uh, created the systems that and all these institutions that perpetrated this, they own the courts, and they're still claiming victimhood. Don't you think that that's another type of brain chemistry hit? When people point that out, shouldn't we be like, that makes people's like proverbial metaphorical dick hard as well, doesn't it? Just like when you hear about
Suppose.
a black man hammering a woman in the head, that's like, it makes you.
Recently, yeah, but, like, yeah, but it was Whitey that let that dude for that fucking Haitian in. It was Whitey that put their fucking head and walked out with a man walked out onto the street while a man was beating up her car with a hammer and a knife. Stood passively while he strolled up, took 7 hammer hits. Right, I guess you're unconscious after the first one, and then the
You'd
following
hope
6.
you hope that you don't feel the
Yeah,
last ones, right?
like if that's white supremacy, well, it's an incorrect philosophy, but whatever that is, it's not bueno.
What do you think white supremacy is, out of curiosity? Because I have a different. You said white supremacy, and a definition in my head popped up. But what do you think that white supremacy is?
Like if the top race, like the best one, like if you're the
Well,
best one, then
what does
aren't
that
you the
mean,
best
best?
one?
Because like that's so interesting. Because when you say best, does that mean the strongest? Like, what is the definition of white supremacy?
Yeah, it's like the whatever the fuck Hitler was like. We got to wipe everybody else out, get them all out. That way we can all have our little Lebensraum or whatever.
Yeah, the Lebensraum. So it's interesting. I think that white supremacy is just the belief that whites, being the masters, are the should, I guess, have the right to dominate all the other races. So that doesn't mean that like you because white people aren't very good at like seeing danger coming, the hammer in this example, right? Like I don't think that's what white people are really good at. White people are like really good at creating a team of white burly men who go and murder all those people who have hammers. I think like
Yeah.
uh, that seems to be like that's what domination culture is, right? Like, oh, you beat one of ours, because that was the Nazi slogan, right? One of ours, all of yours. Um, which, by the way, they're using again. Christy Nome used it. Uh, doesn't that, and they do it with exclusion and yeah, exclusion a lot of times, sometimes violence, but poverty, keeping people impoverished and stuff. That seems to be white supremacy more than being a big tough Aryan that's going to win in a fist fight.
Is that how you see it? It's like all the systems we made. Okay, fucking fantastic. Whatever, dude. Just because the system's corrupt doesn't mean it's like that was the spirit of the thing when it was created.
Well, it's not just
Ways.
corruption. It seems like it was made to benefit only these people and not those people. And sometimes it's like truly explicit, like in the Constitution, where blacks are only worth 3/5 of whites and stuff like that. So I mean, like sometimes it's really explicit, but all of it is at least little. All of it's at least secretly that way. These systems we've created. I don't know what
Like
to
the
do.
school system was created to make people habituate to factory life, right?
Yeah,
But
exactly. Stuff like
if
that.
you
I mean,
look at that,
yeah, yeah,
and then
yeah.
if they had that, like if the Africans adopted that, it would clearly benefit them very much, because every time you try to go build a factory or some shit in Africa, you can't get your workers to show up because they're not habituated to showing up to work every day. They get
Yeah.
their money and they fuck off, and then they're like, "Okay, I'm broke. All right, well, let's go back to work." It's not how it works. You can't do that. But
Not in this not in our version of it, can they? I mean, that's the thing. I mean,
right,
it's a
doesn't
different
make
type
sense to
of
me.
well, I mean, yeah, it doesn't make sense to me sometimes. One time I watched a video about how Africans see time and how time is differently prioritized, and how you spend your time is different than the way we do it here. And I got to say their way seems nicer, but because
You
I
don't
don't
get the smartphone if you do it that way, though.
well, you say smart, but I mean, at the end, how smart are we? We're just wage slaves. We haven't really figured anything. We haven't really gotten anywhere with it, right? I mean, we haven't really benefited us. Like, do you feel like you're in a great beneficial situation? Like it's really working out
It
for
could be
us?
better, but I mean, it also could be infinitely worse.
Because see, that's the
So
thing. I think that's the trick, right? White supremacy seems to have been built so that people like me are over those others, right? And I guess I am, right? I've benefited greatly by being white in this world, and that's cool. But I mean, it's not cool because
are you
it's
not? It's like base. If you did never had this, if you've never had this education, compare
yeah,
yourself to like some Pakistani living in the village, right? Like,
yeah.
are you not in the baseline in a position to do more with your life
I'm in a position
or
more to
your
do my
mind?
like
Yeah,
I think it's I sometimes like to think. Okay, I'll tell you what, man. I've traveled the world. I've been out late at night. I've partied with I partied with a traveling mariachi band late at night once, and I went all night with these mariachis and drinking beer with them. And I came back to this hostel place, and I talked to this lady, and she says, "Well, I could never do anything like that." And I'm like, "Why not? Just go do whatever you want." And I was so oblivious. Like, of course, a woman couldn't go out with a bunch of mariachis all night and do this crazy experience I had. And then I think of just people of other races would be afraid to just go out. Like, I don't know. I don't live my life in fear like so many other people do. And that might be my stature. I'm quite large, but I'm also white. Like I'm nervous around cops, but I also laugh in cops. I'm not really nervous. I tell cops to go fuck themselves. My heart's beating because I know that a cop can ruin my day, maybe my life. But I also tell a cop to go fuck himself. So if I were black, could I get away with that as many times as I've done that? All the times I've told cops to go fuck themselves, I'd probably be dead right now if I were a black guy doing the same thing.
yeah, maybe here, but maybe not in their own situation, some other country, right?
Yeah,
It's like your own
yeah,
experience flavors so many of your hypotheticals.
yeah, exactly. And so I mean, I'm biased. So I'm speaking like so. I think that white privilege, I guess. This isn't really white supremacy, although it is. It ties together, doesn't it? So because I benefited, like I feel different than I would if I were somebody else, right? But at the same time, I have to think that there's got to be a better way. I would like other people to walk down the street and not be in fear. I'd like people to have the benefits and not be raised in a way that makes them, I don't know. feel inferior. They feel inferior. That must be horrible. I read this thing once where a black lady said that being a black woman in America makes you crazy because every time someone even looks at you funny, you're asking yourself, is that because I'm black? And it makes you fucking crazy. It makes you a paranoid person. And
Well, there you go. That's perfect. That's
I couldn't live
a
like that.
page in the book of exactly. Fantastic. People shouldn't be forced to live like that. It's immoral.
It is, don't you think?
Yeah, there we go. So let's segregate. I fucking
No.
idiot.
Yeah, sure.
What are you doing? How do we delete this part of our brains? You can't. It's in there.
I don't know.
You there?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, well,
I think first
kill
it
white
starts,
people. That way, there's no white
Hold on.
people. Then there's another group that rises up, and then like, oh, the new race communists see those people as the bourgeois, and it goes down to the bottom to where there's just nobody left.
Well, I think first
We could just be honest and be like, you know what? White people tend to like a certain type of thing. They don't like child predators. Japanese tend to like child predators.
white
Let's
people
not
love
have
child
them-
predators. What are you talking about? We've got the biggest child predator fucking thing in the world, and the dude that burned down the warehouse is facing 150 years in prison for burning down that fucking warehouse. A lifetime in prison for burning a warehouse, and not one Epstein pedo has been taken out. Not one.
Okay, well, in the future, like, I don't know anybody that's happy, any white person that's happy about child predators being in the positions of power that they are.
Donald
You've
Trump.
got people who
There's
are making
one right there.
excuses about it, and they're filthy. And you know what? Maybe we do not treat those people very kindly in the future.
No, someone
doing
was saying
what they
not
did.
all white people are child predators. I didn't say that, but Steve was trying to say, Ding Dang Dude was trying to say that white people don't like child predators, and that's clearly not the case.
I'm saying on a mass scale, yeah, you like to like fucking forget that averages and shit like that exists. I literally have to like babysit you and make sure that we're talking about the same fucking chain of logic. Okay, the attitude in general for white people, for Europeans or Caucasians, whatever the fuck you want to call them, the attitude towards child exploitation is different than that of the average fucking Japanese people. Otherwise, you wouldn't have Japan being the child exploitation capital of the fucking world. It's obvious. There's a difference. It's not just cultural, my guy. That's baked into the fucking cake.
You think it's DNA? No, it's definitely culture. I lived in
Some
Japan.
portion
man.
of it.
I lived in Japan, and there are people who are fighting against it, are fighting against that culture. And what you call child predation could be something as simple as 16-year-olds being sold into prostitution, which is something that we do here. I mean, right now, many Republicans are trying to get the age of consent lowered to 14 across the board. So we're talking white people being proponents even of child exploitation. We have Sarah Huckabee Sanders, and you're talking about sexual predation, but it's not just that. Exploitation is far more than just sexual. We have Sarah Huckabee Sanders changing the laws of Arkansas so that 13-year-olds can work in slaughterhouses. Like, this is the type of shit that white people are currently underway. But I will give you this, that like the idea that, you know, we have that we're constantly being trained for these kind of worker bees. We have to be ants. We have to be ants in the ant colony. Maybe the reason why they keep on giving us race as an excuse for these differences is because they want us continuing to send our children as cannon fodder and worker bees. I find it disgusting that my first job was 13 and that I was working in a restaurant at 14. I find that disgusting. I used to be proud of it, and now I find it embarrassing that I was working at 13 years old. I find it to be embarrassing for this whole country that I was working
You're
at 13
making up
years
for
old.
it now. No,
Still working.
Sure. I don't know where that cuts. I mean, it shows like maybe that's society saying that that's a hint of responsibility, but you know, there's through lines throughout human history where children were taught trades at a young age or handed off to craftsmen and things like that to learn and be free labor for craftsmen so long
And
as
that's
they
all.
don't
Yeah, and that's all we
beat
have.
the
That's
shit
all-
out of them.
Because that's all you have. Your only value is your labor, and you're never going to see a piece of it. You're only going to see a fraction of the value of your labor throughout the course of your life. and most of
Oh
your
yeah.
labor is gobbled up by stockholders and all the rest. Matt Gwynn says, I'd like to see Japan. I hear it's beautiful. It is beautiful. I lived there. It was fantastic. I've been to Japan many, many times. It's fantastic. Don't say that too much, though. Apparently, women on TikTok are saying that if guys say they want to go to Japan, they're outing themselves as pedos because of exactly what Steve's alluding to. I didn't realize that was a thing,
You
but
could just go to the Philippines and get it at half
yeah.
price. It's
Mark
freakish.
Page says,
Sex
"Dude,
tourism is freakish.
I worked in the prison system in Virginia. Virtually all the child molesters were white men. Where were you? Were you in Craigsville? Were you in Craigsville, Mark Page? Man, Craigsville. Michael
Well,
Vick was in Craigsville.
the attitudes of child exploitation are different in those communities as well. So it doesn't. There's a no snitching type situation going on for
Yeah.
blacks. So when a female is raped, and it's like I remember something of saying like 50% of black females were raped before they were of age, were sexually active, something like that, and it was almost always by adult men having. So they don't see it the same way as we see it. Like a grown ass man having sex with a 12-year-old is taboo for whites, but it's not that big of a deal in
I
certain
don't know.
communities.
Have you seen? I'm sure you haven't, but I'll ask anyway. Have you seen that cartoon Boondocks? Have you seen any of that?
Mm-hmm.
There's
Mm-hmm.
an episode about this where there's all these mostly black people that just love R. Kelly and they think what he did was fine. And even the twins in Boondocks, one is like, "What the fuck," and the other one's like, "No, we have to free R. Kelly. R. Kelly did nothing wrong."
Yeah.
The girl won. I never been pissed on because if someone tried to piss me, I would have moved out of the way. And I'm younger than that
Mm-hmm.
14-year-old, so why is she being exploited? I would have moved out of the way if I didn't want to get pissed on. She wanted it, and that was like the argument between. And I found that to be. It's divided just like it is in the white population. That's what I mean. Every race is the same. When I was in Japan, it was the same thing. I remember I knew a woman who, because they had magazines on the shelves at the they call them konbinis. They're like little 7-Eleven. They are 7-Elevens a lot of times, and they've got magazines. At least they did back then. Maybe these days they don't. They don't here. But they had little magazine, and one of the magazines was literally upskirt photos of guys who put cameras on their shoes and take pictures of under their skirts on the subways. And I'm like, this is right here on the fucking shelf. Are you kidding me? And sometimes on the subways, the men would read, I'd see men reading porn or like looking at porn on the subways. Like they weren't masturbating, but they were like openly reading porn with pornographic magazines. And I thought it was so funny because everyone thinks, oh, the Japanese are just culturally more polite. And Japanese people will clamor to tell you that they're just more polite than we are here. And that's bullshit. They're just rude in different ways. And that's what I mean. Those are the cultural differences that I see. And there were people fighting that. There were people trying to get those magazines banned. There were people trying to warn women. I saw it many times where women were warning other women and men were warning women about some creep on the streetcar. So culturally, people want to protect each other. They don't want to allow them to be exploited. You know? It was showing the inherent bias in the black community, says Sid Life. It's 2026. Move past the race bullshit. I mean, Mr. Good,
No, I
Mr. Good,
refuse.
you said that that Epstein was a Democrat supporter, but so was Donald Trump back then, Mr. Good Citizen. Don't forget, like people love to do that. Well, Epstein supported the Democrats. So did fucking Donald Trump. These guys don't care about Republican, Democrat. They do not care. Learn from the billionaires. They don't care about Republican, Democrat. They don't give a shit. They want to control those who have power, so they give money to both. That's always how it is. Epstein gave to both. Trump gave to both. Like, they all do. Elon Musk, too. Elon Musk was a Democratic supporter. Oh, you lost it.
You should just cope, bro. Isn't it so much easier to be a goy? Like, just be a fucking cattle, bro. Just relax and let the fucking fascism wash over you.
It's funny you say that.
Just sink into the fucking ocean of goy slop and let it take you. Stop fighting. You're making it worse. You're
You
making
know how
a
many
scene.
times? It's so funny you say that. So many times in my life, and I'm kind of going through it right now, I guess. I feel like every time I've tried to be more domesticated and more white picket fence, like I was married, you know, I thought that I could like live a normal life and be a normal person and just do it all the normie way. I mean, it'd be so much easier. It'd be easier to not be vegan, right? It'd be easier not to just go with it. Just go with the flow, man.
Yeah, man, just go watch a Marvel movie. Turn your brain off. Look at the fucking CGI. Isn't it pretty?
Watch a Marvel movie. And sometimes I do like shutting my brain off and going, Fast and Furious, man. I feel like it's the same as Star Wars. It's the same shit. It's just like turn off the brain, watch it. But it doesn't have to be that way, right? Like I don't
I
like
wish
it.
I wish I was going. Ignorance is bliss. I'm getting plugged back into the Matrix. I'm gonna betray Neo. Fuck that dude. I'm getting plugged
Oh
back
yeah,
into
you're gonna
the
be like that
Matrix.
one guy who goes back to the Matrix. What was the guy's
Cypher.
name that went back into the Matrix after eating the steak? What was that guy?
Man.
Cypher. Cypher. You're gonna be Cypher. Perfect. I love it. All right, we have another caller. Her name is Jen in Maine. How the heck are you, Jen?
Still driving the coach. I'm about to drop off at University of New Hampshire.
Jen, you got too much chatter in the background or echo or something. I can't hear you there, Jen. All right, I'm gonna remove Jen.
Yeah, she said she'd be good here in a minute.
Is that what she said? I couldn't understand that.
Yeah, she said she'd be good in just a minute. She was
okay, cool.
making her last drop of the day or something like that.
Awesome. What the helly? Ignorance looks like bliss sometimes. That's all, but it's miserable. I think that too, Paris Kitty. I thought that so many times in my life. He had that steak. Yeah, Cypher ate the steak. He didn't care what it was. He just wanted it. He just wanted to go back to the Matrix forever. Did they kill him? I forget what happened to him in that movie.
Yeah, they got him. Because the good guy always wins, as you know.
Star Wars fought the authoritarians. What does Fast and Furious do? Buy new cars? Yeah, but it's just some stupid, like, they're not really authoritarians in the movie. They just look like bad guys, right? Like, they have an emperor. They don't really, I don't know, I guess, whatever.
I like the backstory on that is the emperor was trying to unite the galaxy against an extragalactic threat that was invading. So he wanted a strong central government that he could use to levy the endless fucking ground forces to fight the Yuzon Vong or whatever the fuck they're called. They basically used like
but
they were
didn't
bug
exist,
people.
Right? The bug people didn't actually exist.
I don't know.
We don't know.
That was the way what they used to justify his power grab. And you got to think. I mean, there's some validity to that, but the Romans would surrender their fucking power whenever it was a time of crisis.
I think it's good to shut your brain off every once in a while, but I don't know. I wish I have found myself many times in my life wishing that I could just shut it all the way down. I wish that I had a lobotomy and they took out my wisdom teeth and my when I got circumcised, they should have taken my appendix, my wisdom teeth, and given me a lobotomy all in the same day. They should just done it, just done it all, and then I would have been a good worker, and everything would have worked out great for me.
They take your foreskin so you're not sexually active that way, and then they pump you full.
Oh, they should have castrated me too.
estrogen.
You're right. They should have castrated me the same day. Just castrate me. Just fucking I'll be a gelding. Just take the balls, the foreskin, the appendix, and the tonsils too, and the wisdom teeth all on the same day, and lobotomize, full lobotomy, and I'd be in bliss all day long.
Did you see the that short I sent you a couple weeks back about the vegan activist that wrote for 40K and how he described what the orcs did to the human captives? You might not have seen it. But
I don't think I saw
essentially
that
one. They pumped the humans full of hormones and shit like that, and they were essentially using them as food for their space journeys. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, I'd rather be that. Put me in the Matrix, but I don't want to actually be in the Matrix. So when you say like would you call me a goy? I'd rather fight. Because fuck them. People say that too. Like when I was a kid, I was in Orange County where I lived now, but it was super conservative back then and very, very white. It's a lot different today, and it still is pretty fucking conservative where I live. There, we have a Republican MAGA representative, an Asian MAGA representative, and she's horrible. But when I was in college down here, in community college, people would ask, like, well, why don't you just move to San Francisco? Why don't you move to someplace where everyone's liberal or something? And I'd be like, man, because it's fucking, I'd rather raise hell here. Why would I go someplace where everyone's, I don't like liberals. I don't want to be around a bunch of fucking liberals. They're worse than the Republicans half the time. And they're just as racist.
Go with that dumb shit.
Jen, are you good?
I'm working on it.
You're working on it? All right. How will you sit? You'll just have to text. You'll just have to put it in the private chat when you're ready to go. All right. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. This is the Pick Your Battles show. We have Pick Your Battles. We have how is the USA a democracy if your workplace isn't? Why is animal-free living a necessity? Why is veganism a necessity? Should Trump be tried as an adult? And does the news serve power or the people? And as a bonus, you can answer which race is the most violent race.
You'd like that, wouldn't you? To have some black guy come in here and tell you about how being around Whitey makes them feel sad. That gets you off?
No, that doesn't get me off, but I would probably make me mad, just like it makes you mad to hear tales of, I don't know, street violence. But you don't like talking about wage theft. $50 billion in wage theft is the largest crime in America every year, and yet no one gets punished. No one goes to jail for it.
So, Trump like cashing in on his Bitcoin or whatever the fuck.
Well, yeah, you hear that Melania coin skyrocketed today. It went up to 10.16, I think, 10.16 cents. Pretty good. Or 10.6 cents. It went up like a half a cent, guys.
So you were talking shit about Melania coin, and now it moonshotted. Come on.
Moonshotted, man. I think it was because of me. I think it was because of me talking about it. I think people bought some Melania coin. Buy some Melania coin. Push it. Let's pump and dump Melania. It's not about race. It's about sex. Men are the violent ones. Ooh, men are the violent ones. Paris Kitty again. I would say it's not about sex. It's about rich. Emma Goldman wrote all about how women act just like men when they get into power. That power perverts you. Power corrupts you.
Men will go to war for a chance to get laid. So it's your fault that men are so violent because they want that pussy.
What the fuck? It's their fault. How does that make it their fault? By having them? By having a vagina, it makes it their fault? Interesting.
It's what men want. All men want is sex. So that's how they're trying to go get the sex is through war. So if they would just give it to us whenever we wanted, we wouldn't have to go to war.
Or we could put more into the arts because a lot of guys go into the. You think Mick Jagger learned how to sing and dance because he just liked singing and dancing, or because he liked the way women looked at him when he sang and he danced? You don't have to kill. You don't have to be violent to get girls. Girls generally don't like violence. But it is
very effective. It's extremely effective way to be. You go in. All these dudes are like, "Come on, Meryl, we're gonna teach you how to be men." You come out all strong, and you're like, "Yeah, I am a man." Gives you the confidence to go chat up a sweet little honey.
Makes you a tough guy.
She's like, "Yeah, you are a man," and then she spreads for you, and then she leaves you.
Okay, Jen is ready. Jen is ready. She's on the air. Hey, Jen, how are you? Jen from Maine, you're on. Jen said she was ready, and now she's frozen. Dang. Dogs are tasty, apparently. Doesn't make it right to hurt them for it. Dogs, yeah, they tell me they're very tasty. The dogs taste great with sauce. Hey, now I can hear you. Jen, how are you? Jen, welcome to the show. Jen. All right, Jen's not here. Okay. Stepford. Oh, Jen, can you hear me? She's having technical difficulties. Stepford Hose ascend. Steve is so gross and unfunny, says Nurse Rod. Dogs are slaves. Why stop there? OMG, this guy's stupidity is contagious, says Mark Page. Yes, my stupidity is contagious. Yes. I'm going to see the new Spider-Man. I don't care. You're going to see it? Is it good? Are you going to see it? I'm probably going to go see it too. I'm not, watch stupid shit, man. It's okay. I watch 90 Day Fiancé. Are you with me, Jen? Can you hear me? No.
Yo, my profile picture is parallel-ish his feet. So just so y'all know.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, he sent me a feet pic.
That's nice.
That's a 10 out of 10 on that, Parallelis.
Can we buy your shirt? Yeah. Should I put it in the Ocular Live? You like my shirt? Subscribe to Skyjack Morgan on YouTube. Yeah. Should I put it for sale on there with my QR code? I only made one of them. I could put it in the shop though. Maybe I should put it in the shop. I want to bring more of the shirts that I have, buy more of those, and wear them on the. I have the shop, the YouTube shop that I have. It's pretty cool. Just because he wants to be fake for sex doesn't mean we all do, says Real John Zook. Nice. Yes, sex is overrated and underreported as unhealthy STDs. But because all you need is penicillin. Are you with us, Jen? The one is the best way to promote your channel. That's true. That one is the best way. But I didn't think anybody would want to buy it. But sure, I'll sell it. Shit. I'll sell it at cost, so I don't make any money off of it. I'll sell it at exactly what it costs, just so that you can have it. Jen, can you hear me? Jen's having all sorts of issues. Okay, she's out. My mind may change on sex when I start TRT, though. Oh, you're doing some TRT? Nice. I hear people love that shit. Some people love that TRT. You knew that wasn't Steve's feet. It wasn't Steve's feet. All right, Jen, are you here?
If you can hear me, I'm here.
I can hear you. How you doing?
Oh, trying to figure out what to do with my friggin' phone so I can drive back to Maine. Okay.
From Boston?
No, I left down there, and I had to drop my group off at University of New Hampshire. So now I'm going back home.
Well,
does that make sense?
Yeah, you went to New Hampshire, and now you're on the way back home so that you can sleep. I get it. Where's the bus live?
By my house.
Oh, the bus lives
But I
near
had to
your
go
house.
but I had to go to pick up at University of New Hampshire, take them to Harvard, spend the day at Harvard, now drop them back off at University of New Hampshire, and now I go back to Maine.
Yeah, Real John Zook lives in New Hampshire, says it's so base to hear that you're on your way. So let me get this straight. Why were they visiting Harvard? Was it because of the Goodwill Hunting tours?
I don't even think any kids today even know what that movie is. No, they went there. It's
Harvard.
they're in. You'll love this. It's they're an animal rights group and from the University of New Hampshire, and they went to Harvard for a activist training class.
I like to hear it.
Yeah. So
I love that.
So that's what they were doing.
An activist training class. So they live in New Hampshire. They live in New Hampshire, and they're going to some kind of animal rights convergence down in Harvard.
In Harvard, yeah. Well, because you have to think of the fact that New Hampshire or New England, right? Yeah. Like all the other states can fit inside of Maine, and so there's a reason why we call it New England, because it's like 5 states that are really just one big state.
Yeah,
I think so.
That's why you only got that one football team.
Exactly, and one baseball team, and one.
Oh, what's the baseball team?
The Sox.
Oh, the Sox, the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was thinking Boston. I always think I was just because it's called the New England Patriots. There's no New England Red Sox. It's the Boston Red Sox.
But Maine used to be part of Massachusetts.
So you guys all go for the Red Sox.
Yeah.
And you all hate the White Sox.
That's right. They're white.
Because they're white. We hate the White Sox because they're white.
Yeah.
We only like the Red Sox.
We're going back to that white. Well, what the hell were you talking about a minute ago? White privilege.
Well, I mean, it's a thing, right? I mean, shit.
Of course it is.
But I just like talking. I think that a call-in show requires talking, so I'll talk about anything. Did you hear what the menu was this week on Pick Your Battles? Did you hear what it was?
Not really, because I'm kind of like, I'm I'm all over the place with my brain right now. So
Yeah. How is the USA a democracy if our workplace isn't a democracy? If our workplace that
okay,
we spend 40 hours a week at least, 40 plus hours, which shapes us more, voting every 2 to 4 years or working 40 plus hours for a despot, you know?
oh yeah, absolutely work. Well, good. Oh, jeez, I know several people that don't even vote. So
That's kind of annoying, I don't, I
it
guess
is.
like I don't know how much good voting does once the election is going. Like it's just a hostage situation at that point. But I think that people should vote in their primaries. I'm trying to get people to vote in
Yeah,
primaries because like
primaries.
vote in the
The
primaries.
only
You
thing
actually have a
is, to
choice
vote
at
in the
least.
primary, you have to choose a party.
That's bullshit. I know. In California, we're supposed to have open fucking primaries, but the parties still screw you. They make it really difficult to vote in the other parties.
Yep.
Um, And so I was like, I wanted to vote. I want to vote in the Republican primary, but it's like almost impossible. Even though we voted to make it an open primary state, it's so
Right.
messed up. Um, yeah, it's ridiculous. But you have to register. Registering with the party doesn't mean you vote for them. You just get to vote in their
Right.
primary. So go ahead and register for one of the major primaries. Who gives a shit? You know?
I guess, but ugh, I just don't like having that label against under my name. You know?
Well, nobody knows except you, right?
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, at the end of the day, I don't want to. I don't consider myself a Democrat, but when it came time, I just had to re-register to vote, and
Right.
it's like, well, register one of these parties, and I'm going, you sons of bitches are making me do this again. I literally was sick to my stomach when I had to decide on a party because I hate all of them,
I
and
always just put independent.
but then you don't get to
So
vote in the primaries at all, and that's
I
like the most
know.
important
I
part.
know. I know. I know.
You got to vote in the primaries because at the end, after, because you could actually make a difference. You could have actually, like, if everybody had voted in the primaries for Bernie Sanders, Donald Trump might not be president right now. We could be living in a pretty happy
Oh,
place, maybe.
absolutely
I don't know.
not. Yeah. Everybody
You
loves
know,
Bernie. I know people on both sides of the aisle that love Bernie, so I don't know. It
then they
is
should
what
have
it
fucking
is.
voted for him in the primaries, huh? But nobody
Right?
shows up for the primaries. So,
Right.
so then we're at the hostage situation where it's Hillary versus Donald, and it's the worst choice. Like,
Right.
like you end up, well, at least maybe we'll have a woman president, maybe things will change, I guess. Like that's where you're stuck.
Yeah.
I don't like Hillary Clinton. I don't like voting for people who already have the last name of a former president, but I guess like that's all
My
you get.
husband
Those are the
said the
choices. Yeah.
my husband said the funniest thing about that though. He goes, well, she didn't do too terrible of a job running the country the last time she was president. I busted
Ah.
out laughing.
Yeah. Ain't Bernie 100 years old? Bernie is we're not well, Bernie can't do anything now, but Bernie could have won the primary, but the
Yeah.
Democrats stuck it to him and we ended up with Donald Trump in 2016. But that was because
Yeah.
of people not voting in the primaries. That's why that happened. And everyone will blame the Democrat. Oh, the Democrats pushed Bernie out and all this. Sure. The establishment Democrats that pushed him out. Yeah, but you let him. At least you had a choice. You could have chosen Bernie,
Right.
but no one wants to register and no one wants to show up for primaries. So we end up with the unitard party.
Mhm. That's all right. My mother-in-law, she goes, well, I didn't vote for Trump this time. I just didn't vote. And I was like, well, you might as well have voted for him then. It doesn't mean.
Yeah, but I mean, is Trump so much worse? I mean, it's the same thing, right? I don't know. I feel like it's not that much worse. We're just not that much worse off. If
Oh my
Hillary had
God.
won with
No, nobody else would be at war with Iran.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe this point. Maybe that's a point. We
I
wouldn't be
don't
at
think
war with
anybody
Iran.
else is that stupid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess if Kamala Harris were president right now, we would not have a war with Iran. That's, I think, safe to say. Does anybody disagree with
No.
that in the chat? Does anybody disagree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ocular Lime says, question for Sky. Do you think
I
voting should be mandatory, or do people deserve the right to not vote? Should uneducated people decide not to? Mandatory? It's interesting. I don't like the government forcing me to do anything, but it should be
no.
it should be super fucking easy. It should be
Highly
a tax.
encouraged.
It should be a holiday. We shouldn't have to go to work that day. Like if they made a law that nothing
Right.
can be open, no restaurants are open, everyone gets the day off on a Tuesday every year in November so that you can go
Mm.
vote. I think most people would do it just as something to do
A paid
because there's
day
nothing
off.
else going on. Yeah, paid day
It
off.
needs to be a paid holiday. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know. That would be optimal, but do you really think something like that's going to happen?
Not in this country, not anytime soon. Maybe after the
The great
revolution.
American experience or experiment, the great
Yeah.
American experiment has failed miserably.
It seems that way. Seems that way, and it seems to be getting worse. But hey, what are we gonna do? We gotta do something. We gotta keep working at it. Just keep going.
Yeah, I guess.
Everything's gonna work out
Well,
fine.
it's better than the alternative.
Yeah, that's what they tell me. I hope that's true.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, I don't know anymore. So I hope that it's true that this is better than the alternative. But it doesn't seem like. I feel like there's a great alternative, which is start over, burn it all down, and start over. I
Yeah,
don't think that. I don't
I
think that
agree
we
with the burn it
have.
down.
Yeah, I mean, like, w- we have an alternative, and the alternative is start over. I think that we need to do that. We need to have we need to have a representative Senate and a representative proportional Senate, and we have to eliminate the electoral college. We have to do all sorts of things in order for it to work, and it really means tearing it down pretty drastically. We need a true constitutional crisis.
The
But
Electoral College. You should have seen me trying to explain that to a 13-year-old
yeah,
recently. And they were like, well, that doesn't even make sense. And I said, you know what? You're right. It makes no sense. 0 sense.
yep,
There
it's
might
never
have been
made
a
sense.
point in time where it did, but it certainly doesn't now.
It made sense. Just they did it because of slavery. That's why it exists that way.
Right.
It's a vestige of slavery. The vestigial remains of an old system that we've abandoned, but the bones still remain. It's like that little part in your eye that's only there because we used to have like a third eyelid thing that
A
would come
third eyelid,
over.
yeah.
Yeah, and there's that little part in your eye that's still there because like evolution just hasn't gotten rid of it. It's like
Yep.
that. That's what the electoral college is. It's like this little piece that you don't need anymore,
Yeah.
like wisdom teeth.
Yeah, wisdom teeth. That's exactly what was in my brain just now. It's like wisdom teeth. Wisdom
Yeah,
teeth.
yeah. We haven't
So,
gotten.
yeah.
I have all my wisdom teeth, but most people don't need them.
I actually was only born with 2.
Ah, nice. Well, you weren't born with
Yeah.
any, right? You were. They came in when
Well,
you
I
were.
mean, I was only born with the buds in your brain, or where you know what I
Yeah,
mean.
yeah, yeah.
I
The
was,
ones
yeah,
that the
yeah.
buds. Teeth are
But
so weird.
they are weird. But yeah, and why? I mean, since we lose our teeth, there like so many people lose their teeth from not taking care of them properly. Why aren't we like sharks? Why can't we have a third set?
Some people do. I knew a kid that did have a third set. He lost 2 sets of teeth, and he had a third set come in.
Oh
So
my
weird.
God,
Yeah.
he's further evolved than the rest of us.
Maybe. I don't know. He had that weird thing where he had a third set of teeth. Human beings are weird. I don't know. I was hoping that when my wisdom teeth came in, it would push together my gap tooth, but
No,
it didn't. It didn't.
no,
I thought it would work.
no.
People said that it might. The dentist said it might, and I said, well, I don't want to have them removed. Then I'll deal with the pain, and they hurt coming
Uh,
in,
yeah.
but I still got them. I got all 4.
Do you really?
Yep.
You have enough teeth to be a meat eater then.
It's easy to be a meat eater. They
Yeah.
pound those little cows into little
They
fucking
pound the shit
patties and
out of
put
it.
them in. They pound the
Yeah,
shit out of them until they fit in your
exactly.
hand. They pound the shit out of pigs until
Uh-huh.
they look like little bananas. Like stop making pigs look like bananas. Like you know what I mean? Like a hot dog is just a
Look,
banana shaped
I have
pig.
never eaten a pig in my life. I have never eaten
No?
pig in my life. Never.
Wow, good
No,
for
I've
you.
never eaten pork in my life. Yeah. So, but you gotta remember that my mother is Persian, so
So she was a little Muslimy.
a little Muslim-y. not
Yeah, a
not
little
very, but a
Muslimy.
little. We were
Yeah.
more. Her
I know
well, her
Persians like
family
that.
was actually Zoroastrian.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
a weird little cult over
Mazda,
there.
the
Yeah.
god. The Zoroastrian, all of Persia used to be a Zoroastrian. It was a Zoroastrian
Yeah,
nation
Zoroastrian.
for
But you know,
thousands.
all of the desert cults, they all eschew the flesh of pigs, right? Like the Jews don't like pigs either, right? It's
Right,
because it would kill you. Like they made it against the religion because if you ate pigs in the desert or shellfish, you would likely die. So they're like, yeah,
right,
I don't think God wants us eating this shit. I think that's
right.
what that was.
Exactly.
These people keep dying of trichinosis and
Yep.
meningitis. I think we should. Yeah,
It,
they didn't know
I
what
mean,
listeria was at that point, but they knew what meningitis was because people kept dying of it. Let's make pigs illegal.
can you see this giant thing that I drive here?
Yeah, I like it.
It's crazy, right?
I think it's cool. I think it's cool.
Oh,
You're out in the
whew,
middle
I
of
just made
nowhere,
myself dizzy. I'm in the middle of New Hampshire, which is basically nowhere.
New Hampshire. I I haven't. I've been to New Hampshire, but I haven't spent much time up in New England. I haven't been much over. I've been to Boston, but I haven't been to Maine. I've been to Vermont. Vermont. We got cheese and syrup in Vermont. Lots of syrup, maple syrup in Vermont.
We make
Um,
maple syrup. We have maple Sunday here in March. It's the last Sunday of March, and everybody that has a sugar house has a bit boiling, and stuff. It's cool. It's very
that is
cool.
pretty cool. I like
I
it.
get all I get all my sugar, my syrup there.
My
Then,
syrup, like all my syrup when they come. Oh my god,
well,
it's so
because it's
weird.
like
You guys, I just feel like everything smells like maple syrup up there.
it kind of does. Maple syrup and pine trees.
Yeah, it all just smells gorgeous. It just smells amazing in New England. It all smells like maple syrup, pine trees, and beer.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
Maine for sure. It smells like, oh my God, it always smells like something yummy. I'm surprised everybody in my state isn't giant.
Well, they are bigger over there, aren't they? They're bigger than they are down
No,
here. No.
no. Not in Maine. Now, you get down in I don't know, like there's a few hefty ones in like in the
Gotta go
more
find the hefty
rural,
ones.
like where people just drive everywhere and they don't do a lot
Mm,
of outdoor stuff.
yeah.
I mean, Maine we do. I mean, like we embrace all four seasons, so we're active whether there's 50 feet of snow or it's 100 degrees out. We don't care,
I guess you got to trudge through the snow to get to the bar to play cribbage, right?
right?
Yeah, so you got a little exercise to play cribbage
Right.
just to get
Well,
down
and you
there.
got to get in skiing and then snowshoeing, and the lakes freeze over. So you get out on we call them sleds, but the snowmobiles. You get out on your sled, and you run around like a wackadoo all day. And believe it or not, riding like side by sides, four wheelers, snowmobiles, those kind of things, it engages a lot of your core muscles.
Sure.
You know,
Sure, yeah,
you
yeah.
don't.
Side by
You got to
sides and the
you got
yeah,
to keep
driving a little
yourself in
car.
them.
That's what Donald Trump says too when he rides around that golf course. He says, "Yeah, believe
Yeah,
it or
but
not, the golf cart exercises the core."
no. Side by sides go anywhere from 50 to 70 miles an hour. So
I
you
guess
got to
so.
hold yourself in there.
You got to hold yourself into the side by side. Sure, it's an exercise, just like riding horses or beating your wife.
Look it up.
I guess like no, I believe you.
Yeah,
I
it
believe
does.
you.
Look it up. It actually, it's not like, it's not a cardio thing or anything, but you do
Yeah,
have to.
I mean, I guess when I was in the Dakotas, I was in Fargo, and I met with some people, and they said that because there's a lot of bars in Fargo. Fargo's such a cute town; it's really cute, and I loved it. But the people who live there, they're like, yeah, the bars because you can like snow ski to the bars and then go in and then because
Yeah,
there's so much snow you have to like cross country
yeah,
ski to the bar and then get
right.
trashed at the bar and then cross country
Cross
ski
country ski, yeah, like,
back
yeah,
home.
yeah,
Yeah,
yep,
you get an exercise, you burn off those calories.
right,
Nice.
yeah.
People voted for
You
Trump for
got
the
to burn
memes.
for the memes.
Yeah, great ocular line, great work. Yeah, so how long
I
is your
had the
drive?
from here to back to Maine.
Yeah.
I'll be there at 6:45 my time, and it's 17. Well, it's 5:20 now, so
Oh, do you do military clock on your
I
you do
do.
24-hour clock? Me too. Me
Yeah,
too.
it's just easier. It's easier when you're doing timesheets and such. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I totally agree.
But when
I
you
was
live all over the world, there's only a couple countries that do AM and PM.
yes,
Everybody else does 24-hour time. So
yes. Or they know like in Germany they'll do both. But they when they print
yeah,
it when
but
they
like
put
if
it
you
on their
you go to Lidl and you look at the freaking sign outside that tells you when they're open, it says like 0700 to, 1900.
yeah, you say Lidl?
So yeah, I call
Hmm,
it Lidl. I know it's
Lidl.
probably Lidl,
Yeah.
but I always called it Lidl.
You can say
Um,
whatever you want. Call it whatever you want to
or
call.
Aldi's. Um,
Aldi. Yeah. Well, I have an
yeah,
Aldi's by my house, funny enough, and they sell
but they're not the same.
no, they're
I
not
know they have
exactly the
them
same, but
here.
they're yeah.
They don't have the bakery in the front.
No, it's a little sparse, but they have some like they got some cool stuff, some cool deals. I don't know. It's not like Germany, but whatever. You know,
No.
they do both in Germany. You're right. When they print it and they put the signs on when they're open, they use the 24-hour clock. I got it because when I worked at Disney, we use the 24-hour clock because it's a 24-hour operation. And so when I was a
Right.
teenager working at Disney, I just got used to it. Like they brainwashed me good at Disney. There's shit today that like it's just stuck. And then right after I worked at Germany, I worked at Disney. I moved to Germany like a year later, and they used the 24-hour clock. So, and then and it was funny when I moved to Vegas. I just never stopped using the 24-hour clock, and it's 24 hours in Vegas, of course. And
Yes.
so because of that, but people have such a hard time with the 24-hour clock, and I think it's funny because it's
I don't understand. It's just 12. I mean, you just take away 12 or add 12.
right. Yeah, or just live. You know that 1700
Five
is the
o'clock.
yeah. It's around that time of day. You know, like I don't really
Yeah.
think of it as 5 o'clock. I think of it as
Yeah.
1700.
Yeah. 1700 is when you get
Five.
off work, if you
Yes,
work
exactly.
normal hours.
Right,
Not for
exactly.
me. I don't, I get up and go to work at 3 o'clock in the morning and I come home at midnight. So.
Yeah. Leon Vion says it's 2023 here. Nice. 1111. Make a wish. Make a wish.
Yeah.
2023. 2323. Yeah, keep your 10 and 2. Anacle says keep your hands at 10 at 2. 10 and 2. Um
I don't keep my hands anywhere. This I've got this top of the line Prevo. It costs just over $1 million. And this thing, I swear to God, I could drive it drunk.
why does it actually self-correct and stuff?
Oh God, yeah. The only thing that I mean, I have to maneuver around the crazy traffic and the big cities and stuff because it can't tell that there's cars parked places and shit like that. But
Yeah.
it knows where the lines are on the road when I'm on the interstate. So, you
It's
know,
pretty high tech. It's pretty high tech.
yeah, you know,
What
it's
kind of
not like
noise
it
does it
was when I
do you have a
go ahead.
backup do you have a backup camera too?
Oh, there's backup, side cameras, front cameras, some 360 thing
Oh
in the
man.
above it that I still don't know how that works.
That's so cool. Yeah, you got the 360 camera. That's so rad. I have a friend who drives an Audi and he's got the 360 and he could just park. He could just
Yeah.
360. That's so cool. I drive an old CRV. It doesn't have any of that. It does have a backup camera that I never use. And when I drove a truck, it had a backup camera, but it was always on the fritz. So I just ripped that shit out. And
Right.
because there was a big screen in my windshield, it was more annoying. So I took that down and I just learned to back up the truck. I just, learned
Right.
how long 16 feet is, right? Like,
Right.
um,
My car has a 360 camera on it and stuff, but it's mostly for safety because people can't hear it because
mm,
it's a it's a hybrid, and if you're going less than 70 miles an hour,
can't hear it.
it's in electric mode, so you can't hear
Hmm.
it, and it does sing a little like it sounds like a little chorus of fairies or something. I don't even know
When
what
it
to
backs
say.
up or when it drives.
When you're driving less than like 10 miles an
Oh,
hour or
it's like,
something. But
yeah, it's got a
yeah,
little
but
whine
when
to
you
it.
get over 10 miles an hour, it doesn't make any noise except for like the fan.
Yeah.
So if I'm driving through a parking lot, I have to really be paying attention because somebody will just step right out in front of me because they don't have a clue that I'm even
Yeah, when
there.
the Priuses were new, people would step out in front of them. My
Yeah,
CRV is 2013, says Paris. You're a CRV? You're part of the CRV club? Ah, that's rat. Do you know those older CRVs? They got a picnic table in them. They come with a picnic table in the CRV. Comes standard. I want to buy.
that is funny.
I love CRVs. I love my CRV. I didn't like it when I first got it, but now I love it. I want to buy another CRV just for fun. I want to collect CRVs.
My
I'm just
neighbor has an
joking.
HRV.
Not the same thing.
I was like, what the hell is a HRV? Is it the hybrid version or something?
I don't know. It's like a little weird hatchback, I think, isn't it? Isn't it like a little
Oh,
hatchback?
okay.
So some crossover hatchback. Paris Kitty
Yeah.
knows what she's talking about. Paris Kitty, 2013. I think mine might also be a 2013. I don't know. I don't know what year. I forget what year mine is. I don't know. 2013 though. Trumpism came for the memes, stayed for the racism. Ocular Lime, you nailed it. The great. I'm from the Greater Israel, says Shiv already. Well, that's cool. Get a 2007 for the table. Yeah, you want the table, right? Yes, the table. And the and
That's
the and the
funny.
seats go all the way back so you could turn your CRV into a bed. You can live in that CRV. The
Oh
reclining
my
chair,
God.
yes. Man, the 2007. I wish that the new CRVs would just do the old. I wish they would do stuff like that, like bring back the old design for the interior because it was rad. Yeah, Paris Kitty, I'm
Huh.
telling you.
You
Yeah,
guys
it
are
was,
funny.
yeah, the CRV. There's CRV enthusiasts. I'm a CRV enthusiast. I want to go to there's a CRV club meeting where I live every once in a while, and my friend Joseph and he's another activist. His
Mm,
CRV, um, he's got CRV as well. We're kind of just anarchist CRV club. We're gonna be in the NRTs. Is that a bus? Yeah, she's driving a bus from New
yep.
Hampshire to Maine.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, I was in Boston and now I'm crossing the Piscataqua right now. So
Yeah. So why is veganism necessary?
why is it necessary?
Yeah, Jen, why is
That's a good
veganism
one.
necessary? That's the next question. It's not about diet. It's
I
about
know.
complete abandonment of animal-based systems, not reduction or moderation. What do you think?
Yeah.
Can you? What do you think? Do you think? Why do you think it's? Why do you
Well,
think it's
let's
necessary?
see. If we didn't breed like cattle, we wouldn't have as much problems with our environment, like
Yeah.
the ozone and whatever. There's that big joke about how they studied how cow flatulence
Yeah.
damages the ozone.
Yeah. It's actually their burps. It's methane. They
Oh,
burp
it's methane.
methane.
Okay.
Yeah, they
Okay.
burp. They also fart methane and they shit methane. Methane is anything that's decomposing creates methane.
Right. Right.
But they burp methane too, and because they're ruminants, because of the way they digest their food, they burp a lot.
Yeah.
And
Right.
yeah, it's 10 times worse than carbon dioxide for the environment. 10 times worse.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Animal agriculture is also the leading driver of deforestation, water use, greenhouse
Yep.
emissions, like we just said, and animal
Yep.
that makes animal-free food not optional. It's a survival infrastructure. In order to
Yeah.
survive on this planet, we've got to switch to animal-free food. That's
I
one
was like,
reason
if
why
you
it's
want to
interesting.
take care of Mother Earth, you need to not eat critters.
Yeah, you need to not eat critters. Tortunda,
Yep.
are you subscribed? Subscribe, and I'll tell you, Tortunda, how many people are on the bus. We're not going to tell you how many people are on the bus until you subscribe to the channel. Jen, your dress color is so beautiful, says Shiva Reddy.
My dress color.
I guess. Are you wearing a dress?
Oh, on my YouTube thing?
I
Thank you.
guess. I don't know what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
Yeah. That is my um that was my gown for my last pageant.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Punch D asked a question. What manure doesn't manure grow food? No, actually, most manure
No.
is not used for growing food. Most of us use the Haber cycle to take nitrogen out of the air and put it into the earth with artificial fertilizer. Most manure goes into our rivers and streams or is captured on dairies in order to make money off the methane because we can burn it. So they put them in these giant looking. They look like blimps, kind of like half a blimp. It's like a giant circus tent balloon thing, and they put all the shit in there, and they collect the methane, and they try to burn it as clean energy. So a lot of the money going to dairies now is actually government buybacks of shit in the form of methane. So no, manure generally, of course, you can use manure to grow food, but generally, no, we do not use manure to grow food. It would be a nightmare to try to move the shit all around the world trying to figure. No, when you could just manufacture it and then ship it out, much cleaner and regular process. Imagine like having to shovel all the shit and then collect it all and then move it all around the
Well,
world.
and I know in our garden we just use our food scraps as compost and
Yeah.
we use
Right.
that. I mean, so
Yeah, you could compost all sorts of stuff, right? Like, I
yeah,
mean, manure's great and all, but it isn't the end all be all. We've come up with much better ways to fertilize our
right.
crops. Yeah, like it doesn't really. We don't actually
No.
go and collect the billions of tons of shit and then put it on boats and shit to move it all around the world for fertilizer. That's just not how it works. But good question. Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. There was a chicken farm in the town that I live in. And because it was sort of uphill from the lake, whenever rainy season would come, it would wash all the chicken shit into the lake. And it contaminated the lake so badly that you're not allowed to have chicken farms in our town.
Yeah, because it pollutes everybody. Yeah, in
Yeah.
Oklahoma just had a court decision that animal production is very upset about because it was about chicken farms again because the chicken farms were dumping just millions of pounds of feces into the rivers, and
Hmm.
there was a court decision saying nope, you can't do that, that's illegal, and now the Cattle Ranchers Association is getting involved because they're saying that this is going to hurt them so badly because they dump so much shit into the rivers and streams. It's what's killing us. It's also people hear about glyphosate all the time. Glyphosate, it's turning your frogs gay and it's changing your DNA and we're consuming all these glyphosate. Well, the reason
Right.
why we're consuming so much glyphosate is because it's the only herbicide that we can use to grow this amount of food for cows and chickens and pigs. So we
Right.
spray it all, but that's not even the problem. Some of it goes into their flesh and we eat it, but
Mhm.
that's even not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is that we spray all these crops for cows, chickens, and pigs, and then the water, it washes off into our rivers and streams. And these forever chemicals get into our water supply. Like,
You're right.
God damn it. And it's been linked to autism and also other issues with your blood-brain barrier that glyphosate's fucking with us. Like, we're
Yeah.
probably all, like, I don't know, man. it sucks because as a vegan, I feel like I'm still getting plastic in my blood. I'm still getting glyphosate in my blood, and I'm not even supporting that fucking industry.
Right. Right.
But it's still
Well, because it's
affecting me.
washing into the water. I mean, it's
Right.
your, yeah. So, uh, I don't know. And if you've ever watched, there's on Netflix, there's a what's it called it, like a documentary about. I live right near Poland Springs,
Yeah.
which, it's a giant water company, and it's just our local water.
Yeah.
And these, like, I don't know, Nestle or whoever it is that owns the big conglomerate, that they just take our drinking water and sell it in, as
Oh
$3
yeah.
bottles of water for people.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, they
just
take
like
the
what
drinking
comes out of
water.
my sink.
Yeah, they take some. Coca-Cola had the same thing where Dasani was taking tap water, putting it
Yep,
through a reverse osmosis machine, adding a couple minerals, and it's basically just tap water.
right.
Um, yeah, it's pretty gross. It's pretty gross but that's what they do. Like they go and they steal water supplies and then
Hmm.
they sell it back to people. That's what they do in,
Yep,
in other countries. Sometimes
yeah,
they sell it back to you in the form of Coca-Cola. Sometimes they sell it back to you in bottled water. Eric
yeah.
Swalwell, Eric Swalwell trying to be P Diddy's with the congressman and sex party. And yeah, there's a couple guys now. Also, the Texas lawmaker. What's the name of the Texas lawmaker who just resigned from Congress?
It's like
What's his name? Tony
it's
Gonzalez.
Gonzalez. I was gonna say it's very typical, very normal, typical Hispanic last name. Yeah, Gonzalez. I knew it was something really.
Yeah, you know what's funny? People are talking about Swalwell and Gonzalez, and I find that to be like the most normal thing in politics today. Like it used to be.
Yeah,
Like this used to be normal, everybody. This used to be the thing. Politicians would get caught cheating on their wives or waking up with a prostitute
yeah,
next to them, or in this case with Swalwell, a woman wakes up naked, doesn't know how she got there. This used to be commonplace with politicians, and then they got caught and they resigned,
right.
and we all went back to business as usual and pretended like it was just an isolated incident. That is the way it always worked growing up. That
Yep.
they get caught. Even like remember Wiener? What was that? Remember Wiener with his dick pics? Andrew Wiener,
Yeah, Andrew Weiner.
Andrew Wiener, and he the New York. I think he was what was he Congress or governor or something? I forget what he was.
Yeah, I don't remember, but
Yeah, but he
well,
got
and,
caught.
and
He got caught sending unwanted dick pics, and then he resigned.
yep. Well, Bill Clinton, he was impeached but not removed from office, but that was a huge deal in '95
Yes,
or whatever.
but at least they
And
impeached him. We thought that his days were numbered.
yeah, and then now we've got a 34
Yeah, convicted
convicted
felon,
convicted
an
felon
adjudicated rapist.
adjudicated, and to my what I remember from civics class, you couldn't even run for president if you had a record.
Yeah, yep.
So I'm trying to
Because
figure
there'd be
out.
no way that you could win. Because that was why it wasn't in the rules.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's not in the rules. If you have a record, you can't run. There's nothing. He could be running from prison. You could run from prison. There's nothing in the rules to say you can't. It's
There
just that
should be.
there should be, but that's the thing. No one ever thought that we would get this far. No one thought, like, should we write this shit down? No, nobody's ever going to vote for a rapist who's been convicted of 34
Right?
felony counts of fraud. No one's going to ever vote for a convicted rapist and fraudster.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Why do we need to write this down? Hey, should we write it? Should we write in the Constitution that if you're convicted of fraud or rape, that you can't run for president? Nah, they'll never vote for someone like that. Give the American people some credit.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, come
Meanwhile,
on.
back in DC.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, back in Washington, actually in New York City, Donald Trump descends on his golden escalator, his gold-plated escalator. I'm
Yeah.
running for president.
And
Oh
seriously,
God.
how how insecure do you have to be about your um, stature in society that you have to gold plate every fucking thing around you?
He's got the same interior designer as Saddam Hussein. Like
Right,
Saddam Hussein had a gold-plated AK-47.
right,
That's madness. I think Donald
right.
if Donald Trump had an AK-47 that was Anthony Weiner, that's it, not Andrew. Sorry, Anthony. I said
Anthony
Andrew.
Weiner. Yeah,
Anthony Weiner. Anthony Weiner.
yeah.
Yeah, but like the AK-47, if you found out that Donald Trump had a gold-plated AK-47, would it surprise you?
Not at
It's
all.
Liberace syndrome. Yeah, Liberace
Yeah,
was gay.
exactly.
Man, have
Right.
you? They have I've been to Liberace's house in Vegas, and they have Liberace's uh his limo in the Cosmopolitan Hotel in the lobby, and it's so fun. It's just encrusted. The whole limo's just encrusted with diamonds, and it's
Right.
like it's such a Trump move. Or Kardashians do weird shit like that too. Cover their cars with like fur or fluff or yeah, like I don't know. They've covered their cars with weird shit like diamonds. Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
you're gonna gild your CRV. I need a gold plated CRV. That's what I need. Yeah, let's go. My favorite thing about my favorite movie of the year, Melania,
Oh my
is
God.
that it's the best movie. It's the best movie of the year. Brett Ratner, famous child molester, Epstein Island loving play guy. Brett Ratner directed it, of course, because Brett Ratner's great friends with Donald Trump. Donald Trump has
And Melania.
demanded, and Melania, they're best friends. They love Donald Trump got
Yep.
on the news like a few. Do you remember this? It was maybe a few months ago now. Donald Trump was crying about how they never made Rush Hour Part 4, and he demands that they make a Rush Hour Part 4 that they
Oh
need to
my
greenlight.
God.
And that's because Brett Ratner directed the Rush Hour movies.
Oh my
Um,
God.
yeah, Donald Trump's best friend. How come you're not making another Rush Hour? Well, Jackie Chan's 100, and Chris Tucker hasn't
Right.
made a movie in I don't know 30 years. I don't know,
Right.
but yeah, so crazy. But Brett Ratner directed it, a marvelous movie called Melania, a new movie. Um, a new movie, Melania. Yeah, he wanted. Remember, he was saying he demanded that they greenlight Rush Hour 4.
Shower. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so Melania the movie, my favorite part about it is that you see how hideous all the places are where they live. Like they live in the most hideous, disgusting places, covered in gold and baroque, ugly paintings everywhere. Everything's ugly. Even like the
Yeah.
walls are painted ugly. They're painted ugly colors, or they're painted with like these crazy scenes, like medieval lords. Like it's just disgusting.
Right. Well, I mean, uh, look what he's done to the Oval Office. It looks like someone has pissed all over the walls.
It's sickening. That last thing that they did where like he opened the back door and he talked to the DoorDash grandma and he's like, "Do you like
Oh God,
trans
yeah.
people?" And it was so weird. But you could
I
see
don't
through
have
the
an opinion on that.
You see, I don't have an opinion,
That
asshole.
was
Why
the
are you
best.
asking DoorDash
Yeah.
grandma about trans athletes? Like, what the fuck? And it was so
Right.
weird too, because he's like, "Oh, you don't have an opinion," and he kind of does this little like he's flirting. That's how Donald Trump flirts. "Oh, you don't, do you?
Yeah.
What the hell?" And so anyway, you could see into the Oval Office. I don't know. Actually, I don't even know if it was the Oval Office. Whatever he was in, and it's just like covered in gold garbage all over the walls. Gold
Right.
appliques everywhere.
Yeah.
Co-side,
It's
I've seen many rich people's houses, usually pretty stupid looking. I know. Oh my god. Sometimes they have these massive aquariums filled with too many fish, and you're like, "What are you doing, dude?" Like, do you have, or like tiger printed couches? It's just like they get money and they want to decorate like the fucking housewives of, and they want to decorate like it's Jersey Shore.
yeah.
That's what they want. They want to decorate their houses like it's a New Jersey Atlantic City casino. That's what they want. That's what they
I'm like,
want.
funny enough, Graceland in 1975.
Yes,
kind of look
yes.
like that.
Yes, Graceland in 1975. This is 2026. It's time to change it up, man.
Right.
God damn. I love this. It's so nice. It's the best thing
Oh
ever.
my God. I
More
swear.
gold, please. Did you do your taxes, Jen?
Oh yeah, long time ago, like February 1st or something.
Good for you. Good for you. I still have to do mine today. I got to do mine.
Yeah.
I got to do it before
I
midnight. Before midnight, I got to do my taxes. I
Oh my
hate it.
God. I've done that a few years, and I now, because I can't stand to be stressed, I get that shit done the second I get everything in the mail. I'm like, boom, I'm done. I'm taking
Oh.
this all to the CPA. I'm leaving it there with her. And I'm like, let me know what I owe you and what I owe them.
Yeah, just let me know. See, that's the way to
Yeah.
do it, I guess. I have a 1099 and I didn't get it until pretty late. So I have a little bit of an
Uh,
excuse there, but I did get it in March. I should have just fucking done it, but I didn't, and now I'm like, ugh.
yeah.
And I have to do my YouTube money, which is like nothing. So I think,
Right.
but I haven't paid any taxes yet, and I know they're gonna make me pay taxes, and I hate it.
Right.
Yeah, it
I
sucks.
was, yeah. I'm just like, all I want every year is to have a tax bill less than 10 grand. That's what I pray for every year.
Oh, less than
So,
10. Jesus.
yes. And,
Jesus.
ugh.
Well, it's
But,
funny. I went to a creators conference a while back, and they had all these creators that make like all this money, right? They make a lot. They're
right.
famous, and they do dance videos on TikTok or whatever. They're making all this money, and I don't know. I'm making fucking nothing, but they make all this money somehow.
Right.
But they don't forget to like and subscribe, everybody. I'm trying to do it. Like and subscribe so I can maybe keep independent media alive. The give $1. Do a super chat, please. And but they were saying like if you do it right when you're a famous content creator, you don't pay taxes because you just got to pay. You got to deduct everything. Deduct all your computers, deduct all your trips, deduct all your books,
Right.
deduct all the things. And because you've heard people like who are creatives can do that, they can deduct a lot more stuff than you'd think.
Right.
But man, I'm not even at that part. I'm making so little money, even if I deducted everything. Even if I itemized everything, I'm not buying anything, and I'm not making enough. Like I don't know how people get to that level, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It happens in a weird way. Like a really good friend of mine who is also half Persian. She's a content creator. She's a makeup content creator,
Oh yeah, but she's
and
making a lot.
she is, and she lives in the UK. And
Oh.
we had this discussion about deducting things, and their taxes are different, but they're the same, really. I mean, it's different, but it's the same animal. It really is. So everything that she goes out and buys a $70 bottle of foundation. She keeps the receipt and she deducts it as a business expense. So
So smart. So smart. They take
yeah,
all that stuff. I don't know. My mom owned a business. She was always collecting receipts and shit. But then at the end, she'd have to give it to a boss, some CPA, like a whole envelope of this shit. Here you go. And
yeah,
then they audit and they do all this. They audited my father declared bankruptcy, and they audited my mother. It's such bullshit. God, I hate the government.
yeah,
They were
yeah.
divorced. It's so messed up.
Right.
Someone
Yep.
I know used ChatGPT to reduce their tax report filing in time down to 2 days from a week. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means.
I
But using
wouldn't trust
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT to do anything legal.
I might. I mean, it's all everyone's fudging it anyway. I don't trust a lawyer
Yeah.
either, Jen. I mean, I don't trust lawyers, so I might as well trust ChatGPT. Thank you, Jersey
Listen,
Jackdaw. Always coming through. Always coming through, Jackdaw.
awesome.
Thank you so much, Crazy Jackdaw. I appreciate you for being here with us.
Listen, when I saw that Trump one year paid 75 friggin' dollars or something in taxes,
$75. Yeah.
I wanted to freaking uh I'm not even going to say what I wanted to do.
Oh, I know what you mean. I mean, the fact that he wouldn't release his tax returns, his tax filings, is criminal. I think.
Right.
Of course, it's not. We never wrote it down. Never
Yeah,
bothered
I
to
know.
write it down.
No.
Oh, but
And
some of
every
these
other
guys.
person.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. It's because there's a delay.
Some of these guys, some of these TikTokers and stuff at this conference I went to, they're like, oh well, I took a lot of that money that I made off of TikTok and I bought a bunch of houses and now I'm a landlord. And I'm like, God damn it, you
Yeah.
fuckers.
Well, look at this 22-year-old Luke Beasley. Jesus Christ.
That guy's making good money, right?
Oh my God.
Yeah, and they're putting him on CNN and stuff now too. And I don't think
Yeah.
he's that good.
And Adam Mockler too. They're putting him on. He's on CNN constantly now.
Yeah, I've seen him too. He's all right, I
Yeah.
guess. Those guys, like, I don't know.
I think it's because of their age. Because
And they're gay,
like,
right? Aren't they both gay? Like they're young and gay.
I
and
don't think
they're.
Adam is, but I know Luke is.
Oh, I thought Adam was as well. I mean, good for them. I
That
mean,
other
I don't
guy,
want to throw too much shade, but I
he's,
don't like.
whatever his
they're
name
j-
is, he's gay, but he's like 30. So
Like what? Benny Johnson. Benny Johnson's gay for sure.
yeah, no, this is another left-wing kid. His name is Keith something. I can't think of his last name, but um, his streams are pretty funny. But he's gay, and he tells everybody he's gay. So
Oh,
it is
Keith
what it is.
Edwards.
But Keith Edwards, that's him. Yeah.
Yeah, and so is Tim Miller. Like I think that people like the gay guy doing the like log cabin Republican and Democrats, gay Democrats, gay Republicans. People love them in the independent media circles. So like a straight white anarchist like myself, it's hard for me to find like it's kind of hard for me to find my
Well,
niche.
there's also so many people that don't understand anarchy.
Yes, that's true. That's why I'm doing the channel. But I'm trying to get people to resist and stick
They
it to the
think of
bosses.
like people my in-laws age. When you say anarchy to them, their brains go to Sons of Anarchy. So they
Sons
think
of
of
Anarchy,
lawlessness. And it's like, no.
lawlessness. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They think of. I thought.
Yeah, they just think of lawlessness. And it's like,
Yeah, yeah. I think they think also of like just chaos, just like riot situation. Like it's just anarchy, just total anarchy.
right.
Like the L.A. riots, we're all just shooting each other. And yeah, I know, but at the same time, I
Yeah.
want to be. I want to be
Because
able to
they
talk about.
misuse the word anarchy. It's chaos. They should use the word
Right.
chaos, not anarchy, whenever they're talking about that. Because it's not anarchy.
Right. Anarchism is a political philosophy. Yeah, but I mean, I think that we
Right.
need to be able to talk about these things. But all these guys are boring to me, like Adam Mockler and that Dean Withers. I think Dean Withers must be gay too, right? Or Parker. They all seem gay to me. I don't know why. I feel like all those guys seem gay. Those Democrats who are arguing on the internet. I don't know why. I don't. Is this
I'm like, what do you
Parker?
mean they seem gay?
I don't
You
because I
mean
don't
because
know if
they're
they're gay, but like
they're kind of
Parker.
simp?
Yeah, they're just like, well, let me tell you what. They're just like sniveling little fucks. And same with like Benny
Right.
Johnson. Benny Johnson's gotta be gay, right? I mean, that dude has to be gay. Just like Lindsey Graham. Like Lindsey Graham's gay. Like there's
Lindsey
no
Graham is gayer than a $3 bill. That's all there is to that.
But that's what I mean. Like I don't know that they're gay, but they seem very gay. Like, or even, what's that asshole's name on Fox News that I always show? Jesse Waters. That dude's
Jesse
so
Waters,
gay.
dude. Nobody primps like that. No straight man primps like that.
They had to take it down, but there was a thing where you can't find on the internet anymore, but there was a clip where he was screaming about Leonardo DiCaprio telling him to shave his armpits because he wants Leonardo DiCaprio to shave his armpits. And it's like, dude, oh, he's like, a real man doesn't do like who talks like that?
Um,
It's
I
gross.
I think Pete Hegseth he's got a toe in the pond too.
You think?
Because
Donald Trump's got a toe in that pond as well.
Oh, hell yeah. Look,
Yeah.
anybody that wears makeup
Might be gay. It's
might
one
be
of the
gay.
yeah. I think like where there's smoke, there's fire, right? Like there's a lot of rumors
Right.
that Donald Trump enjoys men. There's a lot of rumors that he when he was at the Roy Cohen parties that he was participating in the male orgies. So,
Well,
does
and
that?
there's the huge rumor about him giving Bill Clinton a fucking blowjob.
Yeah,
So,
Bubba. I'm Bubba.
yeah.
Um, like it's just weird to me that the media landscape is covered like I was talking to Steve a second ago, and he's I think one of those right-wing conspiracists sometimes, and
Yeah.
it seems sometimes that like it does seem like the media is run by certain types of people now, and it does seem when I turn on CNN, I know you could without the logo or anything. If you showed me a panel on CNN, I would know that was CNN off the bat. I would know right away. Without
Right.
the logo. And same
Um,
thing with Fox, and same thing with MS.
MS, yeah, MS now. I mean, okay, like think about I'm Maria Bartiromo. If she's not dipping a
Yes,
toe in the lady pond, nobody is.
yes, 100%. She used to hang out with punk rockers and shit. Didn't I think one of the Ramones wrote a song about her or something?
Right.
Yeah,
And then there's I mean, and then everybody knows that that Rachel Maddow,
yeah.
I saw her at
She's at
a
least open about it.
she's open about it. Her and her wife came to a protest that I was at over in Amherst, Mass once. So, but super nice people. But I mean, it's just like if you think about it, it really is. I mean, I can see where some of the right-wing conspiracy theorists get their ammunition because,
It's hard not to when you see it. Like I notice it too.
right? Yeah.
Like it's clearly
Like I
something's
don't
going on.
care.
It
I
doesn't
don't care,
bother me, except that I'm also like a
but
media voice, and I want to be taken. But they're not gonna ever have me on CNN. You know what I mean? They're never gonna have me on fucking MS Now or Fox. That's never gonna happen.
I wouldn't say never. At some point, people are going to have to wake up to the fact that the Tea Party bullshit doesn't work.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be awesome if something like it'd be so refreshing to have CNN because there's one I forget the black lady's name who runs the panel and like Scott Jennings the crazy weird Republicans always on the same
Right,
panel. She I forget what that show's called, but they usually have five people plus the host,
right.
and
That's the one that she has Adam Mockler on there a lot.
yes, Adam Mockler's
Yes.
on there a lot.
Yep.
But there's never a person on those panels ever on Fox or CNN, which makes me call them. There's the same goddamn shows to me. They
Right.
have these panel shows, and there's never a person on there that's saying both parties are bullshit and the system needs to burn. There's never anyone who's outside of the two party paradigm.
Right. Right.
And I think that damages us as a culture.
Agreed. Agreed. Yeah. I try to talk to Brian about that a lot. And I'm like, look, dude, at this point,
Well, yeah, because
Democrats
he's
might be
Democrat.
better.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. They might be. I mean, it would be the better option right now, but neither one is a good option.
Democrats are not as bad, I guess, but not as bad in what way? Like that's the thing when you
They're
talk
just,
when people
yeah, they're
say
just a
that shit.
different way.
Yeah. Right, they're
Yeah.
not good on any of the stuff that we care about, like I don't know, taking the billionaires away, not starting wars. Democrats just start the same amount of wars, not putting power to the people, abolishing the filibuster and the electoral college. Like the Democrats don't believe in any of the shit. They're the same in every meaningful way as the Republicans. It's kind of a sticky point because I do watch Boston Brian's show, and I'm like, bro, like what is your
This
thing with the
motherfucker,
Democrats?
he bleeds blue. He bleeds blue. Honest to God, he bleeds blue. He is
That's
just
why I
all
can't
about
like
it.
get into him too much. I'm like, ugh. Every time I switch away every time he starts talking about how great the Democrats are. I'm like, fuck it.
Well, then he like we've had arguments on there because
yeah.
he's like, Jen, why are you? What are you? Are you turning Republican on me? And I was like, dude, I'm not either. Remember that. Always remember that.
Yeah, What? Because
But
I say something bad about the Democrats, that makes me a Republican, and become a. That's the same thing MAGA says. Because I talk shit
but
on Donald Trump, they talk that.
yeah,
Well, what about Biden? Fuck
yeah.
it,
What
I
about
hate
him?
Biden
He was,
too.
yeah, he was. Look, that was a situation. I did vote for Biden because he was the lesser of two evils. I mean, it
But
was
that's
as simple
because
as
you're in a
that.
hostage situation come the
I
general
am. I have
election.
no exactly. If I vote for the independent person, I'm basically throwing away the vote, and I'm helping out whoever's on the lower end of the voting scale. You know what I mean? Like you're helping the party that's not getting enough votes by doing that because it pumps them up because you're
Well, yeah,
bringing
I mean, at
votes.
the end of the day, you're forced into a corner with a Hobson's choice. Like you've got a
Right.
gun to your head. It's like eat shit or drink piss. Which is it? And you have to choose. Okay,
Right.
fine. I'm not going to hold anybody accountable for what they did on November 5th in 2024. What I'm holding people accountable are how they're behaving on the 20th on the what is it the 5th the 14th of April
14th of April.
2026. I
Right.
should know that since it's tax day. God damn it, this fucking. Tom V says Trump closed the border. No, he didn't. The border's never been closed and it's never been open. It's the same old border. Keep doing the illegals out to stop the fentanyl. He's the man. You're an idiot. See, it's just like
Here,
talk. The guy's
here's
asleep at the wheel. The guy's asleep at the
right.
wheel.
Here's another thing that
Fentanyl.
people don't bring this out. Did you know that Obama, in his first term, he deported more illegals than Trump has in his entire first term, plus the year or whatever, and this crazy
Yeah,
ICE bullshit that's going on.
he deported what I think 5 million people, didn't he? And
It's
it was
it was
historical.
yeah,
He
it was absolutely historic, and he didn't stop
historic. Yeah.
Muslims from going, um, going home to their homeland and then flying back. People that went home on to visit their families, the first Trump administration couldn't come home.
Yeah. Yeah.
American citizens couldn't come home. So
Yeah, and it's because of the kind of person, because of the policies. It's impossible to ever get past. The thing is though, they hate Barack Obama, even though he was the one who did way more deportation. 2.5 million people deported under Obama.
right,
$0 zero Wall Street executives were jailed after the 2008 financial crisis under Obama. 7 countries were bombed by Obama, still won the Nobel Peace Prize before bombing them. Uh,
yeah,
this is always the problem. Like, wars are bipartisan, surveillance is bipartisan, the bailouts bipartisan. Like, when the people say the Republicans are so much worse, but this idiot, the opposite's true too. Like, the idiot in my chat right now is like, Donald Trump's so much better. He's the same, man. He's just a more brash and evil about it.
yeah.
Like Barack Obama deported more people and didn't have to shoot Renee Good and Alex Preddy in the face.
Pretty right. Or
Like,
have masked ICE agents out on
yeah,
the streets. There was a time when being an ICE agent was a prestigious career. You interviewed people. Interviewed people to make sure that they would here legally. People that would get married just to be,
hmm
citizens or whatever. And you do the interviews, and if you found out they were faking it, you deported their asses.
yeah.
But now being an ICE agent, you couldn't make it in the military. You wanted to be a police officer, but they wouldn't take you. So hey, you fat ass, let's go join the
Or you were
freaking
sitting
ICE.
around wanting a job, and now they came and said, "We're going to give you $50,000 over 5 years if you stick with it," and now you're stuck. Like they give
Right.
you a $10,000 bonus signing, and then you spend that $10,000. You got to pay them back if you don't stick it out. People are like,
If you
"Why
don't
aren't they
stay the
quitting?"
5 years.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
if you don't stay the first year, you have to pay them back the first $10,000, and for every
Yep.
year you stay, you get another
Another 10.
$10,000.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
it's insane to me. It's just
It is.
fent is used in surgery. They don't have to import it. Yeah, James Irwin. I mean, we got an idiot in the chat talking about fentanyl because Donald Trump talks about fentanyl and everyone just repeats Donald Trump. I mean, fentanyl comes in this country in lots of different ways. That is smuggled into this country. It comes here all different ways. Mostly not over the southern border. Just come magically across. It comes over on boats. It comes over legally
Right.
and is stolen. It comes over. You can actually make it. There's lots of ways for
Yeah.
get a lot. A lot of it comes from labs in Mexico, and they come around in boats because they could get it on
Yep.
a boat and they bring it back over. That's what. It's just so funny to me.
Well, and the pharmaceutical grade shit comes from China. I mean, it's a Chinese company that supplies hospitals with pharmaceutical grade fentanyl.
Yeah, a lot of our
Yeah,
analgesics and
come from
therapeutics
yeah,
come
yeah,
from China because they manufacture drugs for us. I mean, this is like
right,
I don't know, and then we're going to tariff that as well. So now he actually caused a bigger problem because now
yep,
prescription drugs are more expensive, not cheaper. So now, because of tariffs, so now people are going on the sly and taking illicit drugs like fentanyl because that's
yep,
how they can stay high. That's how they can
right.
get their. I mean, it's just we cause these
And
problems and then.
I have a theory about the resurgence of heroin, um, and only because I've seen it with my own two eyes. Um, so the military, like you get hurt downrange,
Yeah.
in war, whatever, and they start pumping you full of freaking oxycodone,
Yep. Yeah,
and
because you're in
then
pain and you're
right,
yeah.
and they still need you to fight, right?
Yeah.
So then you get out, and if you don't retire and get all the benefits and stuff that you only spend your 4 years, your 6 years, whatever, and you get out,
Hmm.
you don't have shit. You don't have any kind of medical coverage. You don't have anything.
But you're hooked
You're
on
still in
you're
pain.
hooked on opiates.
You're hooked on opiates. You're still in pain. So what do? You buy fucking street drugs. And I'm a firm believer that the Iraq, Afghanistan conflicts, wars, whatever, are the reason why heroin has taken off again.
Yeah, I mean it's a yeah. Every time we send people overseas, drug use goes up. I mean, when I was a kid, Vietnam vets were homeless in the street on drugs, and then
Yep.
all my friends that went, people a little bit older than me who went to Operation Desert
Gulf.
Storm, yeah, the
Yep.
Gulf Wars, and then the Afghanistan and Iraq crises, the wars that we fought over there. So yeah, I
Yep.
mean, and they come and they're. I think also that's why people are this marijuana thing. Like people are fucking. I'm not judging. People are alcoholics and junkies when it comes to marijuana too. It's too much.
Yeah.
People are hooked, man. It's like
Right.
we used to just smoke some weed and watch Star Trek and hang out, but now it's like no,
Yeah.
they wake up, hit the bong, go to work.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's, whenever I tell, like, if I take people on a tour of Portland, there used to be, like, the highest point in Portland. It's like
Hmm.
172 feet above sea level. It's really
Yes.
very low, because most of the state is below sea level. Okay, most of the
Hmm.
coast,
Yeah.
which people can't wrap their minds around. They're like, how is that possible? Wouldn't it be covered with water? It's like, no, it doesn't work like that. But anyway,
Hmm.
so when I tell them that, I'm like, this used to be the highest point in Portland, and they're like, used to be. What happened? I'm like, well, there's a weed shop on every corner.
Hmm.
So the highest point in Maine is wherever the weed shop is.
Yeah. I get it. It's funny. Like I don't judge people like marijuana or maybe some people drink a six pack every night, but it is getting a little bit wild how people like. I had a friend. He's at work hitting his weed pen like at
Right.
work just to get through the day, and I'm
Yeah,
I'm
and
seeing more and more of that.
I don't understand that because I don't know. Like back in the day when I was a teenager and I smoked pot, if I smoked a joint, I wasn't doing shit.
Yeah, that's me too. Yeah, this I
I was the most unproductive human in the world.
I think it's just like I see you're smoking a nicotine vape. I'm guessing, right? And
Yeah, it's nicotine.
it's funny because that's another one where nicotine was like American Indians used it in their ceremonies. They would take a hit and they
Right.
would like have visions and shit. And of course, once the industrialists, the white culture gets it, it's like, no, we're only going to give you a little nicotine and you're going to be able to work. And same thing with like every drug. We're always like, even now they want you to microdose mushrooms at work. They want you to like, as long as you stay productive and happy, like it's all about that. Like cigarette breaks and a little bit, just a little bit. Caffeine is the same thing, right? Caffeine, what a fucking amazing drug. Coffee is the most amazing thing in the world. And it's like, well, we're going to put a coffee in the office and you'll have coffee breaks and just keep working. It's like coffee's supposed to be enjoyed with friends so you could talk about revolution at the cafe, you know? But now it's like, no, we have a little machine inside the office that makes coffee. That's my coffee. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Or with your job, you're on the road, you go to a Love's or whatever they have, or a Wawa or whatever they have up there, and there's like
everything.
a bunch of coffees.
I'm sitting in a freaking Service Plaza right now.
Oh, you are. Well, the show's over though, and we gotta go. So, because I gotta do my taxes, and we're gonna do the gaming show tonight. So, in a couple hours. Yeah.
And you're gonna play Coffee Talk.
I'm gonna play Coffee Talk. I loved it. Did you watch any of it?
I watched some of it, but if you remember, I said I gotta bail. I gotta get up at 3:00 in the morning.
Oh yeah.
I gotta go to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I left it on, and I fell asleep, and my husband was laughing. He was watching it for a while, and he was like, that game is so, what did he call it? He called it, like, retro or something like that.
It's retro, and what's funny, too, so on Twitch, when I changed the topic to Coffee Talk, it said, this is for mature audiences, and I was like, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't check. So I was genuinely surprised with the vegan gay vampire talking about BDSM.
Right?
I was completely shocked. I did not see that coming at all.
Right. I was like, yeah, Eric was like, is that recorded? Can you watch it later? He's like, you got to watch that when you get home.
Yeah, it was funny. I think so. Steve said I should cut it. And I should cut just the Coffee Talk thing and then publish it as an evergreen content. But I have to get licensing because the music is demonetizing the video. But apparently I had to study this yesterday. Apparently game companies have special licenses for streamers and game players like this that I didn't know about. So I've got to go get that license. It should be free though. So, Twisted Hippie says he liked it. Yeah, I thought it was really fun. I thought it was a really good time. So thanks.
Yeah.
I'll
be home in time, then I'll be able to watch it tonight, and because I don't have to work tomorrow. So.
Tom V says I don't work and I don't pay taxes. That I wish that were true. I love working, but I don't like paying taxes.
Right.
And I'm too young. I'm too young to remember Vietnam. You don't remember Vietnam. You're too young. Well, I was born a couple years after Vietnam, but I remember the vets. I remember the veterans who were living behind the Thrifty's pharmacy that I used to talk to. I remember them.
Right. I'm a child of a Vietnam veteran, so I lived with it. You know, my dad.
My uncle was a vet. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I live with it now. My husband, he's actually 100% disabled, based solely on his PTSD. But he's like 300% disabled, which is the craziest thing in the world. The way the VA does that, but because of his injuries and stuff from being down there, being out there, he spent 40 months in Iraq.
In Iraq, 40 months in Iraq. Holy shit,
total.
Bro.
Yeah. So.
God damn.
Yeah.
That's
that's another reason why we live in Maine, because I wanted to live in Phoenix. I took him to Phoenix. He'd never been there. I took him and he was like, nope, looks too much like Iraq.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, that makes sense because it's so flat and deserty.
Deserty. Yeah. He's like, I can't do it. Can't do it. I'm like, all right.
Man, every day I think I love California so much, but man, I keep on thinking if everything goes tits up, I'm gonna probably end up in New Mexico, move to Albuquerque, because I could just sell my house.
The reason we came to Maine is because Maine is it's almost its own country. They don't. I mean, the state we don't even deal with American politics for the most part. When during like Flag Day and shit, you see more Canadian flags than you do American flags here.
Really?
Oh God, yeah. I mean, most of the people that are here, they have families.
I always think Okay, so did you watch the show Welcome to Derry about the It clown in Derry,
Yeah,
Maine? Did you watch the
of
show at
course,
all?
of course I watched that show.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Stephen King
So
and it's about Maine.
that show, I first of all, I thought it was gonna be dumb. I fucking loved it. I thought it was gonna be
I
horrible,
know, same
and I
here,
loved it.
and it was really good.
It
Yep,
was really good. I thought it was gonna be
yep,
dog shit, and I loved it.
me too. I loved it.
Um, it made me want to read the book actually, and I think I know what it's like in Maine now after watching that show.
You actually do. It's really funny because, and if you've read any number of Stephen King books, you know what it's like in Maine by reading this because he makes the state one of the characters of the book. I mean, the
Hmm.
description of things, it's just, it's an absolutely unique animal. And people here are so friendly, they make Southern people seem rude and nasty.
Southern people are fake friendly. They're
Right.
pretty neighborly though. I'm reading
Yeah.
this. I'm almost done with this book. On Wednesday, I'll be done. And so I have to pick another horror novel. Maybe it'll be a Stephen King. It's a little down. Stephen King's a little right down the middle, but
You want to read a good horror movie? Well,
yeah.
try some Joe Hill. Joe Hill is actually Stephen King's son. He just
Oh, really?
he used Hill instead of King because he didn't want to get published based only on his last name.
Yeah.
So his books are pretty intense. Like there's one called it's called something Sorrow, like Dragon Scale Sorrow or some shit like that. And they conjure up this freaking demon that's actually a dragon and it like kills people for him and they're oh my god, it's a good one. And then there's
Owen
the
King.
one
I don't know. Is Owen King another one of his sons or something? But
Yeah.
is Hill? Does he write? Because I like my horror fucking weird. I like the crazy shit. Like what the
Oh,
fuck am I reading
I
here?
got
Did you just freeze right now after you're gonna tell me about a? No, don't freeze now. Damn. Damn it, Jen, you're frozen. All right, well, I guess I gotta go anyway. Jen, hopefully you're watching. You can tell me if you get. Tell me a weird. I'm looking for a weird horror novel. I have to pick one by Wednesday. I'd like to read. I like the shit that's like bonkers. I like horror books that like go, what the fuck am I reading here? This is crazy. All right, thanks for watching. This is the Pick Your Battle show. I really appreciate you all being here. Maybe next time you'd like to call in, morningsky.live/PYB, and you can pick from the menu. We use the same menu all week, and then we change it on Sunday for the next week. We're going to do the gaming stream. It's called Dark Sky Gaming. We're going to do that at 5 p.m., and that is in, probably 5:30, about 2 hours from now. Thanks, everybody. Don't take any wooden nickels. Pass auf dich auf. Illegitimate non-carborundum. Don't let the bastards grind you down. And Godspeed, rebels. Stay awesome, Gotham. Don't forget to be awesome, everybody. Be kind to each other. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so friggin' much.